Afternoon, elimination final day here this afternoon. I can hear an echo coming back at me there, but that's all right. We'll get that corrected. Interesting contest yesterday. We've got Belmont Lions today taking on North Geelong, and we are looking forward to that game. We actually did this game a couple of weeks back, 2 or 3 weeks back. We saw them play. North Geelong had control of the game early, and Belmont kicked some late goals, which made their scoreboard look respectable. I think the other game, Belmont won quite convincingly during the course of the year. So they both won a piece here this afternoon, and obviously the loser can say good night to this finals campaign for 2026. So we're looking forward to that. We'll discuss that a little bit later on. We'll get into the program though. Welcome, Richard Publications.
Well, back 2 days in a row. Thanks very much, Smitty. And again, welcome to all our listeners and everybody watching the live stream. I hope the netball live stream, I hope that goes all right today, because apparently they had a few problems. You got a message on the live stream, but you ignored your daughter, so that's fair enough. I thought you might have got in trouble when you got home. But hey, a really good game yesterday until Werribee. Well, probably undisciplined acts didn't help much in the third quarter, but East Geelong were fantastic, and I reckon we're in for a pretty good game today. 2 really good sides playing. Hopefully I don't think they're quite at full strength. There's a couple out on both, but whoever wins, they get them back next week, and we've still got the whole final series alive. So we're in for a pretty good day, I reckon.
Looking forward to it. Arch, Burley, welcome to you, mate. Sunday up in church this morning, and then
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it was a little bit late here today. Church ran a bit overtime, but that's all right. Here now and
Church.
Yeah.
Let's say they're our Father.
Our Father out in heaven, hallowed be.
Right, fair enough.
So yeah, now we're here at St Albans Reserve. Where else would you rather be on a Sunday afternoon? And we saw a cracking game yesterday. Who I think East Geelong now are probably the team to beat.
Oh, hang on.
Them and then maybe Winchelsea are waiting for them next week. But both these teams, yeah, as you said, Grub, a little bit undermanned. But we're hearing they could get a couple back next week, especially North Geelong, we know, which would go a long way and then being a chance to keep rolling on. So they just got to get through today.
Their biggest problem, I suppose, being now today is they've lost the last couple of games. Momentum has shifted a little bit, so they'll need to change their fortunes pretty early in the contest. And if they can get on top of Belmont Lions, they may be giving themselves a bit of a chance. But as I said, they will need definitely to start well in that contest. What have you lost, Grub? Just looking through making some alterations to the book.
Yep, he asked me to.
Oh, did he?
He heard you say the other day, we'll put a T in it.
Oh,
so now there's your T. It's Mitchell, not Michelle.
Righto.
He had a crack at me earlier.
Did he?
It is Mitchell. I thought so.
Yep. I said, well, he goes, I heard the other day, he said, put a T in it. I said, all right, I'll put a T in it.
I reckon
who talked me out of Mitchell?
No, we've been saying it halfway through the year that it was Mitchell. And you were staying strong with Michelle.
No. Someone told me it was Michelle.
It wasn't
That's
me.
why I started calling him that, but I knew it was Mitchell. I said that all the way through.
And I'll bet you.
The
first time he gets the ball, you call him Michelle.
They will now. Just to annoy him even more when he watches the preview. If they win, if they don't win, they won't be watching it, so it won't be worthwhile doing anyway. Anyway, gents, look, before I want to get onto it, I know I've already had a go at you blokes off air before the game. I sat back and watched Geelong last night, and I know that's not nothing to do with our league of football. But at that level of football, there's 3 things that irk me. And it irks me at this level as well. Kicking around the body, right? Ollie Henry last night takes a mark 30 metres out from goal, goes back, kicks around the body, and only just makes it. Only just. Scrapes over the line. Second thing is, I watch blokes take a mark on around the 50-metre line. First thing they do is they turn their back on the play and they walk backwards. Right? Don't worry about what's going on in front of them. Are they going to kick the goal? Maybe, not 100%. Do they know what's happening in front of them? No way known. And it frustrates me. And as I said, I can understand why Dad stopped watching football. The third thing is, they get back. You know what the first thing they do? They look at the bloody clock. I was going to say something else then, but I thought I'm on radio. They look at the clock, and they wait till it gets to about 5 seconds to go or 2 seconds to go, and then they worry about concentrating about doing what they're supposed to be doing when they first went to the back of them.
And then they get rushed because they're looking at the clock, and then they've got to go.
And then they miss by miles, and they wonder why they can't kick a goal.
Yeah.
I don't know whether football's getting better, but I don't know whether they could put up with that sort of stuff. Because, as I said, if they were playing anyone else last night, they would have got beaten quite easily.
Well, all I can say is you watched the wrong game. You should have watched the replay of Carlton Fremantle because they were fantastic, the Blues. Johnny Mitchell rang me last night and he said he'd never seen Carlton play with that zest in tackling and everything. They were fantastic. So all those things you're griping about, Carlton didn't do them.
Well, as I said, it's just I don't know what it is. You watch football. As I said, I don't know whether I watch too much of it, and I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know how they get frustrated. The coaches at a higher level, like we would sit here and watch a game of footy, and we get frustrated with some of the skills that we do and some of the things they do in football. But I look at that and I think, well, what sort of what are we trying to
Do
follow?
you think it starts at the local level? Do you think it's starting here and in the junior clubs? That's the problem. Why they're taking those?
No, it's too much television, mate. That's
Yeah,
what
you
it
think
is.
so,
Look,
yeah.
before Stevie J and all those sort of blokes did this round the body stuff and all that, that wasn't the thing that was ever done. A banana kicker was probably the most they ever saw out of a game of football. But now, all you see is blokes doing these stupid bloody fancy kicks around the body.
Yeah.
And as I said, some of them work to their advantage, but 9 times out of 10, you see them, they don't even make the distance or they don't strike the ball well, as you said before. Right?
Yeah.
And the ball ends up going out of bounds and missing by a proverbial mile.
Well, I'll intervene there because that does reflect on what we watch every Saturday. And it happened yesterday. One of the nicest kick for goals I've seen is probably Zach Smith. He kicked 49 on him. He's kicked 1 million goals. And yesterday he got it, inside 50 and decided to go around the corner and missed. So I think if I'm the coach, I say to him, Zach, look, mate, I reckon you're a really nice kick for goal as it is. Don't worry about that other stuff because he had a couple other shots that would where he didn't.
He was against the
went straight through the
boundary.
middle.
He was against the boundary though, wasn't
No,
he?
no,
Yeah, but what about
no, not this one.
What about
no,
on the
no.
far side? He's 50 metres out and went through goalpost.
Yeah,
high.
exactly.
That's right.
right.
And this one, he was inside 50, and I think he was about 25, 30
Yeah.
this side. So
And on his right side.
if he's on the boundary,
You can understand that.
I'll say do it
Yeah.
every time because I think from right from the boundary, I think it's a better kick.
Yeah.
It's an easier kick because you're allowed to run out. They've got to give you 10 metres so you can open up the goals. But from where he was, I thought it was a straight kick for goal. And I think next time that's what he'll do because he's a beautiful kick.
Why doesn't he just run the straight line and just work his way out? Rather kick
You
round
could
the
do
ball,
that. And
just-
you could run out and kick a drop punt.
Yeah. Well, as I said,
Why don't you just run straight?
well, yeah.
Kick straight like
Yeah.
we've all been taught.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why the game's changed so much. As I said, those parts really frustrate me. And as I said, it'd be nice, as I said, if Tommy King comes in the box, I'll get his thoughts on it because he sees it more than we probably do.
Well, he
you know?
does, yeah.
And they're at an elite level, and they know how to do it properly, or supposed to know how to do it properly. But gee, I'll tell you what, one part of the game that doesn't improve in there is the goal kicking. You back them up against Plugger, Lockett, Ablett, all those sort of blokes, Dunstall, Matty Lord, whatever you want to pick. They'd eat them for breakfast, hands
Well,
down.
I tell you what, before the day, I know McKenna used one, but you go back to Doug Wade and Peter Hudson using the flat punt and the torpedo punt, and they never missed.
No.
So once you practice something, if you're good at it, and I'm not picking out Zach Smith, it's just that I saw that insert yesterday. It happens all the time. I think it's the whole system. Go back, kick for goal, and kick straight.
Yeah, well, as I said, Ollie Henry to me now is kicking for goals as good as it's ever been.
Yeah, but
why? I don't know why he would even contemplate doing that.
well, do you know why they do it now? They go around the corner because nowadays, and the past quite a few years now, kicking from 25 metres out, dead in front, is in league footy is atrocious. How many blokes from 35 out direct in front miss?
And
Yeah,
get paid squillions to miss.
To miss.
Just on that, and you brought it up before, Dale. I was going to ask you this question. You've been around football a long time, both you have. When you're teaching someone to kick at a young age, or let's say you're coaching a senior player, do you teach them to go through a routine? Like, do you teach them use their time, go through, have a practice kick, put the ball on the ground, put mouth guard in the sock, whatever, and that's what you could be using your time for?
The socks and
Nah.
nothing that irks me.
No, but if it's a part of your system.
Yeah, but because some people, that's how a lot of players they use that to focus, and that's how they go
Well,
through the
if that's what they do, and they kick goals from it, you do it. But as I say, the kicking for goals is deplorable these days. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons is, what is it, OH&S? They're not allowed to practice. Like Brendan Vivol used to finish footy training and go down to the local park and have 500 shots at goal.
Yeah, the load management.
In his own time, because he's not allowed to do it at Carlton because there's training too much. Just kicking for goal. So how ridiculous is that?
Yeah, that's got to be part of the program. They're probably at their ground nearly every day of the week. So if that's what they do to make a living, why weren't they practicing? But I still reckon the clock's got to go myself. Like it's ridiculous. The umpires, give them a little buzzer in their thingo, say your time's on. I don't know how it works, but take it away from up there because, as I said, the amount of blokes you see sitting out there looking at the bloody clock waiting for it to tick down and then start the last 5 seconds want to go back and shoot for goal.
They don't do it if they're 3 goals behind.
Yeah, no.
They need a couple of quick ones.
That's the other thing too. Why do they do it in the first 3 quarters when you're not trying to run time off the clock because we've still got a whole game to go?
That's right. Anything can happen in the next quarter.
It's just man.
There's a lot of things I don't understand these days.
We don't aim to understand it either.
The lasso's come a long way, though. I reckon you're starting to come around to that rule, Grub.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not. But I will give a commendation to the umpires. When they first brought this in, it made it so hard. Look, the field umpire, no worries. They're used to cop pressure, even the young blokes, right? But it's just, we've got so many kids running the boundary, and it puts a lot of pressure on the boundary line, a boundary umpire. Pressure that he doesn't need to be in at his or her stage of their career, right? But every time it went out early in the year, it's supposed to be able to speed the game up. The umpire would come over, talk, go, and they'd have a conversation after every time. I thought, well, this ain't working. But if you watch it now, they're making the decisions.
It's pretty
quick.
good.
So the umpires have adapted really, really well to a rule that I don't think should be in. You come out of the back line, you got no one to kick it to. You head near the boundary line that goes out. That used to be good football. You used to get a pat on the back for that. Now you get a free kick against you. I don't think it should be in our comp.
Yeah, no, as I said, there's a lot of things that start up top that filter their way down through, and that's probably, I agree to an extent that's probably a little bit unjustified. As I said, pay the ones that are really deliberate and let the game go from there.
So you would have preferred it last year's rules, or like when it's only coming this year. So you would have preferred last year's rules where they just pay the deliberate ones instead of this.
Well, I'll tell you one good thing about the rules. It's stopped the deliberate.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, so it's pretty black and white. You don't have to.
Again, at this level, I'm not sure, and we've got some good umpires, but I'm not sure an umpire, when a ball comes out of the back flank, it travels 50 metres, bounces the wrong way and bounces over. I'm not sure how any umpire can say he meant that.
Yeah.
But they pay it every time.
But that's why it's good now because it doesn't matter.
It's helped that way. It's helped that way. But that's because I don't believe the deliberate rule was being interpreted properly. So go back and interpret it properly, and I think the other way is better,
Yeah, no, tend to agree. Righto, let's get on to this afternoon's game, gentlemen. As I said, North Geelong, up until probably the last game of the year, had that double chance. They lost that when they got beaten by Inverleigh out at Inverleigh by, I think, a small margin, 3 or 4 points, if memory serves me right. But they get a couple of players back into their side today and would love to have Jasper George and Oscar Riccardi in that mix also. And I don't think, other than those couple of players, they're too far away from being at full strength. The keys, obviously, Mitch Bibbs, obviously you said Grubby played last week. I didn't realise he was back in last week. But obviously the knees come up all right, so he's had that extra game under his belt. Damien Fazio, they missed a fair bit, the Fazio boys, during the course of the season. Is it still a bit risky to have those sort of blokes in that side, do you think?
Yeah, it is, but it depends. That you've still got to go back and have a look at who can come in.
What's not available.
Yeah, and that's why losing to Inverleigh last week, and it's only by 3 points, and Inverleigh were a chance to make finals all the way through bar the last game probably. So it's hard to win out there. They've lost by 3 points and they've finished themselves in fifth. The worst part of that is the fact that they did finish fifth, because I think if they finished third, where I thought they were going to finish, with the double chance, they may not have needed to play a couple of these blokes quite so early.
Yep.
But now they're in an elimination. There's no good saying, well, we hope to win and we'll play them the following week, because if they don't win, no one plays, obviously. So the other bloke, I think he's played a game, was out for a long, long time. He's a good little player in Smith.
Yep.
Now he's back in too, and got in their best players last week. So Charlie is a very good player, but on a big ground like this, they're going to have to manage these blokes. And at our level, you don't want to have to manage too many blokes on a big ground because you get confused. Although if someone's not going to get confused, it's Riccardi and Keegan Carr, because they're two of the better coaches going around, I believe.
Yep.
So and they can do it, but I just think they have to play them. Jasper George must be crook, because otherwise they'd have played him. And Oscar, well, they say Oscar can come back next week, but that's been a fair while out himself now. So I'm not 100% sure. It might be all smoke and mirrors, as Travis Cloak once called it. But I don't know. He may play, he may not.
Just on Jasper George Grub, did he get injured in the last game of the year? Is that
Well, he
right?
must do. I think he played against Inverleigh, Smithy, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he got a whack in the stomach or something, and he just was. I think he was coughing up blood and things like that, and he just hasn't come up as good as he wanted to need or needed to be to play this afternoon. And if he gets another whack today, then he would probably definitely finish for the year. At least way here, providing that North Geelong are able to win the game, then obviously he'll be in line to play next week. So that extra week will be just what he needs to get himself right.
But that's what I say. He's obviously a fair way of playing today. Otherwise, they would have risked him.
Yeah.
But yes, they have risked a couple of blokes. And in the end, I think it's a risk they have to take. I've got no qualms with it. But in the end, it could cost them. You never know. Because Belmont do run the ball on a very fit side. They run very well. So, in the end, hopefully they're all not just standing, but running pretty hard. Because if you watch the grand final of last year, they were running hard at the end of the game, North Geelong. That's why they won it.
Yep.
And that's what they value themselves on.
I suppose they can look back on that and they can say that obviously I know that the structure of the team's changed marginally during that 20 or that 12 months period anyway. But their confidence that they had against Belmont the last game, as I said, they did control that game for a fair portion of that march. And obviously, I know Belmont kicked those late goals, but you would think today, if they can get that situation again, that they just keep applying the nails, I suppose, and making sure they get away with a comfortable victory. Because as I said, if they can get through, as you said, Grubman, and maybe later part of this game, take the pedal off and just ease up a bit, then it'll be good for them to get through and have another crack.
They want to be quite a few goals in front. You wouldn't want to take the foot off the pedal and get beat. But I tell you what, we talk about Charlie Smith and Mitchell Bibb. If you have a look over the Belmont side, I don't think David Allett's played a senior game
He
for
hasn't.
a long time. I know he's played the last 2.
5 reserve games.
Yeah, and 5, is it? I
Yeah.
knew it was at least 2. So I think he's got to be in the same boat as these other blokes who are playing the first game for a while.
He came back from a serious leg injury as well. So that's
and
you're always like, and obviously reserves football is one thing, but you've said it before, Grub, when you go out and you're playing senior football, you can train as much as you want, play reserve football, but then when you come out in game day, it's completely different, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, had they have finished with a double chance, would Allett have played this week? I think the answer would be possibly no.
What about the risk, or not the risk maybe, but the inclusion of Evans coming into the side, a big bloke, and obviously at a big ground, he's not the most mobile bloke, but I'll tell you what, he is a competitor, so he's going to give them everything through the middle of the ground. Does that aid them with having Hoochma as your backup?
I don't know if he's their backup. He looks like he's going to have to be, but he's a mystery to me because he was getting best on the ground every week and not playing in the ruck. So wherever he was playing, he was obviously dominating, and they're a little bit reluctant. They used young Archer Darkin, who I thought played okay the day we sent for the first half. Well, he's back in the 2s. And obviously, Big Jed needs a backup because, you might say he's a competitor, but when his other ruckman's over in, he's got to run 35 metres to catch him. He's not a competitor because he can't get there. But he'll have to control the centre. But, I don't know. I think Hootsma has to play in the ruck a fair portion of the game because, Jed Evans gets away with it at Belmont, being probably the smallest ground in the league, but I can't see him getting away with it for too long in this ground. So they have to have someone. You watch Paddy Daly when he ran out of gas yesterday, he was buggered.
Yep.
He was dead set gone. And, and I think that could happen to the big fella, Jed. He's been a good player for a long, long time. But this big ground might hurt him. So, Hootsma is going to have to play a fair bit in the ruck, and it may take him away from wherever he was when he was best on the ground so many times.
So, would you start Hootsma in the ruck, or do you start with Evans?
I've been seeing Evans play a lot. From what I've seen of Hootsma, he's always been a really good competitor. I mean, you look at the ruck battle, and you've got Pask and Davis who's coming up against him. I know Davis is pretty good. He's got a fairly big tank. We've seen him blow out the end of a couple of other games, but Pask's a pretty good backup ruckman. I think you'd start with Hootsma, see how it's going. If they need him in another key position, then you move him after that. One player I will ask you about, Smithy, is that Braden Eddy. I remember watching him last year, and he was dominating across that half back line. He seemed to be that link player for Belmont, especially when they were at winter reserve. And it just feels like this year he's lost a little bit of confidence. I don't know if you've seen that as well, but he's not trying to take the game on as much. He's not going for his marks. He was kind of playing the same type of game as Jasper George does, as a lesser extent, for North Geelong. But I reckon that it's really important that he gets his game going today if Belmont are going to be a chance to win.
Probably the big thing with him, and again, I'm not too sure his idea of how he plays the game, but he just seems to me that he's always had some space around him. It doesn't matter. I'm not too sure how to play on, whether that was his role or whether it was, as you said, to get that free space. But maybe now, where he's come into the side, opposition clubs have said, all right, he's a good player, but we're not going to pay too much attention to him. But all of a sudden, he starts his work from the half-back line as probably like a Buck Donoghue. And at some stage, you've got to realise that he can be dangerous with his boot, and you've got to start picking him up. Is that a fair call?
No.
No?
No,
Why not?
because I think it was a stupid question. 'Cause how many times have we seen Belmont?
We only saw him once this year.
Once.
Yeah, once.
But if you compare it to what we saw last year, though, Eddie was prolific in
Yeah,
getting
he was
space
one of
by
the
himself.
better players in the
From what I've
competition
heard,
last
it's
year.
obviously he didn't the way we've seen it, but in every other game he has, my tip is he will be in the team of the year there.
Yeah, right.
And every other person I talk to said he's doing exactly the same.
Yep.
But and it's not you two fault. We've only seen him once.
Yep.
And he didn't do it that day. But
Didn't
yes,
look like doing it that
no,
day.
but he's been doing it. He's fine. The only thing with him is that when he does it here on St Albans, as opposed to when he does it at Belmont, he's got to try and get away from his opponent and take a dozen more steps before he kicks the footy, I reckon.
Yep.
Because the ground's so much bigger. If he doesn't kick it deep into the forward line, he loses his effectiveness. So I think he's got to run a bit further.
But he's a good kicker of football, though.
He's very good kick of the football. And that's why I reckon that extra 10 steps gets him further down to a target, which will help Belmont even more.
Yep.
But no, apparently he's been playing terrific footy most of the year. The other question was, and I don't know, it's pure and simple. If you pick Jed Evans, you have to start him in the ruck. Because where else can he start?
Well, he can't start on the bench, but that's what I'm saying. Is he just that bloke to give the Hootsman that little bit of a cutout during the
no.
quarter, or do you?
I'm thinking if you pick him, you've got to play him in the first ruck and then bring Hootsman in when he gets tired.
Yep.
That's, well, maybe the boys are doing it the other way.
Yeah.
But that's not the way I do it. I give you number one ruckman. It's a little bit of ego too. You know, you're the number one ruckman. You want to start.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I don't think I want to get on the wrong side of Big Jed.
Yeah, no, it's one of those places. If something gets there going, you want us to be out of arm's reach. I
He
reckon.
might give you the best body slam since Hulk Hogan gave Andre the Giant. I tell you what, he's a big man.
You talk about Grub as well, Charlie Farrell, how good it is to see him playing. We're just talking about the importance of Braden Eddy and how good of a kick he is and how he sets up Belmont through the back line. But for North Geelong, Charlie Farrell, especially with Jasper George out, it's the most games he's played since 2016 this year. So it's over most games played in 10 years. Great to see him. We saw the last few weeks. He's really set up North Geelong. How much of a role is he going to have today?
Well, and isn't it great? You know, like, I don't get a say in Team of the Year. I don't get a pick, neither do you blokes. I think I'd have Charlie in mind. He differs from Eddie a little bit. Eddie runs, as we said, runs and kicks. Farrell kicks straight away. He doesn't do a lot of running, but his field kicking is beautiful too and sets him up. And I think he's been fantastic. But I knew that he could be fantastic. It's just before this, as you just said, he hasn't been able to string all these games together because of his injuries. And I reckon it's because of his injuries he's back at North Geelong. Otherwise, he'd still be a very good player in the GFL.
Yeah.
But his injuries hurt him there too.
He's
So
at Bell Park. Bell Park.
yeah. So when you see him come back here and have a year without any injuries, I don't really care how good he's playing. I'm just lucky. I'm glad to see him out there playing footy. And he's a great kid, and he deserves everything he gets from here on in because he's suffered a lot of injuries.
Yeah, as I said, it's nice to see him just playing continuous football. As I said, it takes its toll on you. It can give you the drum and that. There's no doubt, but it's nice to see him out there playing not only good footy but really good footy for North Geelong.
Well, Smithy, it comes a time when you have so many injuries, and it probably came a time to him. You sit there and you say, "Do I go on? Well, have I had enough?" You know, every time I go out, I get injured. Am I gonna give it away? And thank God he didn't. He's been
The
terrific.
good thing, I think most of it's all been leg injuries too, hasn't it? So it hasn't been major breaks or anything like that. But it's still held him back from a lot of footy. But as I said, it's all right now. But when you get a bit older, those little things might just start to bite him. I suppose Benny McPherson's a bloke that's not in this side today.
It's a big loss.
Again, his mobility through centre half forward, Arch, and you might be able to suggest where do they get that player from today to actually take over his role at centre half forward. You've got the Evans boys, but obviously one of them plays full forward, and we really in this ground would better be suited staying in that area.
Looking down, I was going to say it's going to be hard to find a replacement for our interleague captain, who has been in terrific form this season. It's horrible to see him go down with a serious knee injury the other week, but I think David Allett could be the perfect one to replace him. We know he's been a prolific footballer for quite a long time in different leagues around Geelong as well, and I reckon he's the one. He's kind of versatile. You could probably put him anywhere, but I think that could be.
Remember, you heard he's played 5 reserve games. Yeah. That's not going to.
But maybe that's why they brought him in today. They thought that with Benny out, they've got to bring Dave Allen in.
Or do you go with a Hoosman at centre forward and have?
Well, I don't think he's as versatile as your Benny McPherson. Like I think
he plays a different role. You got to play the tall man. See, Benny McPherson is not a centre half ball.
No, but he plays tall.
And but no, he plays at centre half and runs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've got another bloke in that side that can play the same role as him. So they're going to have to change their system, which may be a Hootsma and play taller, or something like that. I don't reckon though. I tell you what, it's elimination. I wouldn't have been adverse to throwing Sam Jones in there and seeing how.
Well, actually, I reckon I saw Sammy walk around here today. They finished on top of the second, didn't they?
Yeah, so they got the rest. I know he won't play because he was drinking a can. So,
hopefully he doesn't get a late call up.
A late call up, he's in trouble. I suppose it's going against their philosophy, and I haven't got the right to do that, but. Yeah, I might have nearly been in elimination final. I'd have nearly chanced Sam down, but the problem is because of his fitness, I don't think he can train that much. That because of his fitness, he's very much like the big
Evans.
Yeah, and you can't have 2 of them down there because you can't chase too much out. So I can see why, but I'd have loved to see Sammy Eddie because I reckon his ability is very, very high.
Yeah, no, he's a good footballer. I think we saw him at Werribee one day. I think he kicked, 5 or 6 before half time.
Yeah.
And then tore a hamstring.
Tore a hammy.
Yeah. And didn't finish the game.
Mind you.
He was on fire that day.
Mind you, when he went off, Evans kicked 5 in the second half. So he's here today. But, yeah, I'd love to have seen him out there, but they're going to have to play taller, I think.
Yep. So,
obviously as well.
Who is this for then, in this side then, do you think?
Belmont.
Yeah.
I reckon Dave Allett's going to fight through there for sure.
See, I don't know if Farcione, is he tall or small? I just can't obviously from the first time we had him, I don't think he was in that side, but I just can't. Will McLean, I'm not too sure whether he's a key player or not, but it's
how long to go in this game?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Comfortable lead and another shot at goal for Winchelsea, I would think. 11 points is probably good enough to hang on to with possession of football. And as I said, they're just taking another shot on goal at the moment, so that will finish Bannockburn's season, I would think.
Two cracking reserves games back to back as
well.
Yeah,
actually, yes,
you bet they are.
Yeah,
it's great seeing the cream of the reserves. And I'm not having a go at anybody, but some of those reserves games we see during the year aren't the greatest spectacle of all time. But the 2 finals we've seen have been ripping games, so good on the boys.
Yep, going down very well. And as I said, with Winchelsea playing their senior side, they wouldn't be able to, probably a couple of players they might have been able to play that won't be available here today. So,
yeah, I don't know how that works.
Oh, yeah, how does that work? Because they're playing next week, if they haven't played more than half the games, can you drop them down?
I think if they've got on the same weekend, it's okay, but I don't think if they play.
No, they've got to qualify this weekend.
Yeah. So they've got to.
Which is, you got to play 3 with the club.
Yeah.
Then you got to play 6.
And if they played,
once you've played 6, you've got to play more in the seconds than you have in the first.
Right. Yeah, and if the seniors are playing, it doesn't really matter because you can bring them back because they're not going to go in the seniors. But if that falls away if the seniors aren't playing the same way again, I don't think that's changed any bit along the way, has it? Couldn't be 100% sure.
I'll tell you who I've seen at the footy yesterday and today. And I haven't seen him for such a long time. And it's been a pleasure not to see him because he's the greatest pest I've ever heard. Mark Barney Bernardo. Remember the day he kicked 8 and then went at home at half time to a wedding? Barney Bernardo. I know he's listening. Good on you, Barn.
Did he wander down? Is he in the canteen up there today?
No, I saw him over the Winchelsea camp. It could be a bit of mystery going on here.
Oh.
Hey? He's too old to make a comeback.
Is he moving down or something?
I don't know. He might be the new president out there or something. I don't know. Maybe he'll text me in and tell him what he was doing over the Winchester camp.
Righto, gentlemen. Let's, as I said, this game, as I said, plenty of intrigue in it. Your keys, 2 key players for each side, Arch. I'm not putting you on the spot, but obviously...
Well, you are.
Well, I probably am. Yeah, that's what we're here to
That's
do.
all right. I'm ready to go. Don't worry. I do all my preparation for this, Dale.
Yeah.
Cooper Vaughan, I think, has been one of the most important players we've seen. Seen quite a lot of North Geelong over the past month, and I think that his marking prowess down the line, I think, has been exceptional. Something I haven't really noticed from him previously, and I think the way that he's able to, settle North Geelong down and he flies the ball, and also he's taken 2 players with him. Last time they played Belmont, they started to catch on that he was marking everything. So that 2 players were going to him, was freeing up someone else. He's just going to make sure he's got his kicking boots on. And the other one I'm going to go for is Jordan Bertucci. He's one of the a player that he just seems to find space. It just seems like he has such a high football IQ because he's always.
Which have won? Which have won?
Final score of that game 6-8, 44 to 9-7, 61. Which we'll see win. Just on Bertucci, I think the way he finds space, he's also a very accurate shot at goal. So he makes the most of his opportunities, and that's what you need to do in finals. So Cooper Vaughan and Jordan Bertucci for me. Very similar players.
Belmont?
And Belmont, I'm going to go with Braden Eddy. I'll put spotlight on him before. I want to see, especially on a big ground like this, I want to see him dictate the game from halfback. And kind of like what Vincent did yesterday. I thought he was great. Like going back with a flight, reading the ball, and then also knowing when to switch and kind of being that general down there. And then the other player is Noah Hootsma. I think depending on where he's going to start, obviously there's some speculation around that. If he goes into the ruck, he's got to make sure he's competing with Davis. But then if he goes to a key position, making sure he's bringing the ball to ground and also being dominant for Belmont today.
Grab your couple that you put in there.
No, I'm not going to bother with that rubbish.
Not rubbish. Why not?
Well, I'll go a different angle.
Righto.
Well, it's the same. Rather than 2 players, because I believe it's more than 2 players to win you the game. I had a look at the last time. Yes, the scores say 15 points, but we believe it could have been a lot more, and the game was over when Belmont kicked some goals. Out of that game, the best players for Belmont were Wiley, Slorak, Johnson, Gunther, Steele, and Murdoch. And without looking at the team sheet, I think they're all there today. Would that be right?
Say their names again.
Wiley,
Yep.
Slorak,
Yep.
Johnson, Gunther, Steele, and Murdoch.
Gunther. Gunther, Steele, and Murdoch. Yes, all there.
So they're all there. With North's best players, Farrell, Vaughan, Jewell, Oscar. So there's one not there.
Yep.
And Bertucci, who I had not there, because I looked at the Play HQ this morning, and they hadn't named Bertucci in that. So I thought, what the hell's wrong with him? But obviously it's a misprint again, like Blake Taylor yesterday.
Yeah.
And Bertucci is playing. So, the sides are pretty much like they were. The blokes that didn't play were Beasley, who I rate very highly.
Yeah, he was good last year. Yeah, absolutely.
And Allett, who we've spoken about.
So was he last year.
Yeah. And for North, probably Smith, who was in the best players last week, as we've said. So, getting back to your question, it's a hard question for me. I think Tommy Davis has got to take over the ruck. I think he's got to control the ruck. Once he controls the ruck, players like Desnoy and all those little Tommy Swenson. Oh, sorry, Thomas Swenson.
He's the important part.
And he's the other one.
Yep.
Thomas Swenson is one of the best players in the league, and he has to play good today. Oh, sorry, that's terrible grammar. He should have to play well today, and I know he will, but maybe he has to play one of his best games rather than just be a good player.
Yep.
And if he plays one of his best games, and if Tommy Davis can give him a lot of control, I think them two might be my 2 from North. Oh, gee, Belmont. I don't know. They're one of those sides over the last couple of years that have been a very, very good team. They've always played team football. I'm going to look at the attack that the big fella Slorak gives them from centre half back. He really impressed me last time.
He's the bloke for me.
Yeah.
They're 2 key defenders on both sides of the keys today because obviously they both got really important roles. And Slorak was really good the last time they played against this side, and he's a key to what they can do going forward if they proceed past this week. And Benny O'Brien, as I said, always gets the hardest task of anyone, and I think he will go to Evans to start off because of his size and that. I don't know whether there's anyone else in that back group that could actually do it because I think he's got the height. He's got the strength to be able to manoeuvre. Well, big job to manoeuvre Evans, but he's the one to me. I reckon the two key centre half backs are the ones for me, or full backs if that's where they play.
Yeah, with the big fella Evans at full forward, the only other bloke strong enough would be Sammy Reynolds.
Yep.
I'm not sure he's got the off the mark pace. Because believe it or not, Evans has got a good turn of pace off the mark.
Quick.
And I'm not sure Sammy can go with that. So you're right there. There's another kid that's been playing pretty good footy all years, Christian Farcioni. Good kid, and I think a lot depends on him. I think North needs Scaps Winterson back. I know he's 62 years old, but I still reckon he'd get a kick. And yes, of course, Braden Eddy. Yeah, no, I think Slorak for me at centre half back, he can control the game for Belmont. Right? Yeah, thanks.
Don't roll him up today early, Scab. For God's sake. We've got to put up with him all day in the box.
I'm going to do the block again, I think.
Good luck with that one.
Scab,
Yeah.
you ever seen him play footy?
Yeah.
Brilliant footballer. Couldn't knock the skin off a rice custard.
He might be just out of ear's reach there, I
He's
reckon.
a ball player. I've never seen him hit a bloke in his life.
No, I don't think he did, actually.
Yeah.
He was too good. No one could even get near him anyway.
There'd be two blokes. I wouldn't mind him. And Sid Jones, I reckon I'd fix him up too.
And he'll be close by.
He won't be far away.
Look, both sides are on the ground, so we might just take a short break, go back to the studio, get a couple of ads there from the studio, and get our thoughts together. Game's not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Welcome back. As I said, looking at the conditions we've had for the first 2 days of finals football, you couldn't ask for much more. Been here with some terrible stuff, and I think we've been blessed so far. If this can continue for the rest of the final series, Grub and Arch, we're in for a pretty good time, let alone just not so much the weather, but the football as well.
Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction. I think the wind's a little bit stronger down to the netball end of the ground.
Yeah.
Bit stronger than it was yesterday because we had perfect conditions yesterday. It didn't really affect the football at all.
It didn't affect the football in either 3 games played yesterday. And 1 minute the flags were going right, next minute left, and they were down. So it was sort of going across and fluttering. But right at the minute, it seems to be pointing down that way a little bit stronger. So I think if you do win the toss, you kick to the right of your screen for sure.
And it's a bit of a trap, isn't it? We've seen in previous years that when you're kicking out from the Buckley's end of the ground, the netball court end of the ground, you can get stuck on that boundary road side of the ground and can't get the ball out. Keeps going.
Yeah, but if you come out this side, you leave yourself open.
Yeah, exactly.
So you people, that's why they get stuck so much. I would think if you back your own teammates, I'd come out this side of the ground a bit because everyone's over there. If you can get out of here successfully, I think you got a good run down the ground. And, but a lot of blokes don't try that. But I think I would. They only seem to try it when they're losing and they're desperate, and it sometimes works.
It looks like toss has been done, and North Geelong will be kicking to the Buckley's end. So we think they'll have the aid of a small breeze. It seemed to be the goal scoring end in the reserve game. So we'll just wait and see how that pans out, and we'll let you know more about that at half time. Who wins and why, Grub? Just briefly.
Well, I'm going to do the same as I did yesterday. To me, these sides are that close. Whoever plays their better footy wins the game. If they have got a breeze north and get off to a good start, they can defend against it. My big thing about Belmont is they run the ball and they run it really well. And against most sides on this ground, that gives them the advantage. But it doesn't really give them the advantage over North because they do the same. They've got those runners and that. So I got no idea, really. I got to be honest. I don't know.
Ask you the choice here.
I'm going to go North Geelong by about 3 goals, and also Hootsma starting in the middle, Grub. So it looks like Jed Evans is not going to be starting the ruck.
I don't think you'd be happy about that.
And I'm not going to pick anybody because if I do it, I'll moz them. So.
Well, no one listens to us anyway. We know bugger all about it.
Nah.
In the last few weeks.
I told you, East Geelong, I've had them written off for months. So.
You blokes give Steele a dinner for 2 at the Hotham Hotel yesterday, and East didn't put him in their best 6.
Well, I'm not going to say what the Werribee blokes did, but they reckon they pushed the wrong button. I reckon they were just taking the piss out of us. But anyway, game's just about to get underway here this afternoon. And as I said, if we can get something like we saw these two sides play 2 or 3 weeks back, we are in for one hell of a game of football. Umpire now with ball in hand, throws it in the air. Davis goes up. Husma gets the tap down, goes to Jackson Jewell in the middle of the ground. He's tackled straight away by Evans. And again, umpire. And let's hope they continue to do that all day and get in there quickly. And it will be a good flowing game. Umpire just asking for the ball to come back to him now. That's not very favourable. That's not going to win any votes. Got the ball now, again thrown in the air. This time Davis gets a tap down, picked up again Evans, and there was a holding decision. It's going to go to Belmont Lions through the middle of the ground. It looks like Beasley will be the recipient of that. Handball goes outside to that man Eddie on the left boot, goes quickly into the forward line. Wasn't a great kick. Davis stood under it, couldn't take the mark. Now at ground level, picked up and cleared away. Out to the hands now. It goes by Farrell, goes towards Desnoy. Actually had the ball, left the ball behind. Evans tried to kick the ball off the ground. And it's now been turned over. So back with Smith. He goes with a long barrel out of defence. Goes towards centre wing. Running back, Corey Elmer's got the ball. He's tackled, brought to ground. So some strong work in there. And Belmont Lions are able to hold things up here on centre wing. So maybe Hootsma back in his role, which we thought he may have played the last time we saw him, but that wasn't the case. He's over the top again this time. Out the back, ball picked up again. Smith goes to Jewell. Out the back, Swennerson. In through the middle of the ground he goes. Great kick. Mark taken out there. So they now have the ball. Jewell has got the ball back. Goes quickly into their forward line. Ball gets over the back. And standing in the hole, Mark has been taken. North Geelong with the first opportunity here this afternoon to kick it goal.
Well, the bloke that got the ball out to him here was Jordan Bertucci, who's now just run all the way back. So is that just he finishes there because that's where the ball is, or is that a bit of a plan to get him up the ground?
Well, if he's more mobile, Grub, that might be the case.
Well, that's why I say it, yeah. And I'll tell you what, if it's a plan, it's a good plan because it looks like Slorak's picking him up, doesn't it?
Yep. Cooper Vaughan's going to have the first opportunity. We said here from right on 50. Geez, he's hit that pretty well. He's had that extremely well. And he gets the first goal of the afternoon. So North Geelong are up and about. They are one straight goal. Belmont Lions are yet to score. And we have gone just on 2 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Again, what you do in footy is when you go inside 50, you try and kick goals. And that's what they've done straight away. So, real good field kicking, set it up, and a beautiful kick for goal, which does tell me that he's probably got the aid of that small breeze. But good football from the get-go from the Maggies.
Well, Cooper Vaughan playing through centre forward. So interesting with Slorak going back to the goal scorer's head grub.
So back in the middle now, Davis and Hoopma go at it. Ball ends up on the outer side. I don't Desno to get the ball. He's going to get it back here with the 1-2. Chasing him down was Beasley. Couldn't quite get the ball away now. Coming at it. Oh, that was beautifully done on that occasion by Bertucci, I think it was. Gets it down. Couldn't quite get it. Was Vaughan. Now they're going to defend gallantly here. Belmont. They go out to the boundary road side of the ground. They've got a mark just on half back.
Saros, I think it was.
So kicked down the line. They've used the ball well here to Hogan. Hogan has the ball. He goes down the line. They've got some open space out the back here. Opportunity for a goal. It's Groman. Goes inside. Can they get a mark? Evans couldn't quite. 1-2. Heels for the free kick. Doesn't quite get it. It was well defended on that occasion. It was a 1-2 back from Zach Swinnerson. They're going to go down the line now. They might be coming back, though, because that's going to be a lasso free kick.
Really, in that circumstance there, you're probably better to kick the ball inside 50, aren't you?
Yeah.
50.
Yep.
So it's going to go.
But then you probably get done for being.
Yeah, that's right.
Quick transition work here from Belmont. They go down the line. It was Hootsman. Now here comes Evans. Couldn't quite standing the hole and taking a good mark on that occasion. Looks like Beecroft. And he goes to Swinnerson. Swinnerson over the top now. And that's a better kick. He finds Smith. So Charlie Smith, chip kick over the top. Put a bit on it. Oh, big collision there. Going back with the fight was Deister for Belmont. Now, Evans in the middle. This is Jack. Can he pick up the ball? He can. He's going to use his teammate in Ficini. And then can't quite get the handball. Oh, it's holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Charlie Smith and then gets to Farrell. Farrell's going to get the 1-2 with Desnoy and then go back. They got linking players behind them. Davis now kicks out to a 1-on-1 on the wing. This will be exciting. It's Boston Ricciardi. Can he win the ball? He's coming up against Wilson. Wilson's winning this one on the outer side. It's a genuine 1-on-1. Wilson, handball over the top. They've won that there. Belmont now. They put the gas on and go inside forward 50. Can they take the mark? It might have been a free kick to Beecroft. Umpire says play on. Beasley's going to go inside the forward 50. Here's an opportunity for Evans. Ball hits the deck just out of the hands of Wilson over the top. Good hands from North Geelong, and they're going to exit defensive 50. They're going to go down the line. Pass was pushed in the back because the umpire's seen it. He hasn't.
Neither did I.
So now a handball over, and they're going to go back in the middle of the ground. It's a good mark taken. So just in between halfback and centre wing. Just going to chip the ball around. Very fast-paced game to start off. Steele's got it across halfback for the Belmont Lions. He's going to look further afield. Oh, that's not a great kick. He's put some pressure on this man. Good kick. Lowers the eyes and finds his teammate in Hootsma. It was Johnston with that kick before. They're going to go inside the forward 50. They're about 50 metres out. Ball hits the deck now. Opportunity for Belmont. They've had about 5 or 6 inside 50. Wiley runs at the ball. Can't quite pick it up. That might be holding the ball on that occasion by Slorak. He put the arm out, and it is holding the ball.
He's a long way up the ground there, Slorak. The ball now from North Geelong. They come out wide, out towards Davis. Evans is now on the ground. Davis at ground level, but it's Evans that picks the ball up, got the handball outside. He's got that into free space now, running onto the ball there with Gunter. Into the forward pocket, nice kick.
Well, that's 50.
And the mark has been taken out there.
Is that 50?
Marginally late.
I think it was.
So Belmont Lions now with an opportunity from that pocket.
They come in and grab him marginally out. I've got no problems. But if he drags him to the ground, it's 50, I think.
Up to the umpire's interpretation.
Yeah.
How they read it. But they just set a little program in place.
Was 50 yesterday?
Yeah. Mitchell from the pocket.
Thank you.
Testing from there, though. Going to need to be a good kick. Going at goal. It's going to go across the face. Davis puts his hand up. Would have been better to let that go then. Ball has gone out of bounds now to be a throw in in the forward pocket, just around from the behind post. Opportunity here for the Belmont Lions. Evans, obviously, while the ball's in their forward line, will do the ruck work. Tommy Davis obviously just worked his way down the ground to the contest, and he stands there with Evans, ball in front of him. Evans got the handball out the back, put it into a dangerous area, but it's going to be cleared away. That might have been all that got the boots of ball back to the middle of the ground. Elmer's there. Ball underneath contest now. Umpire has let it go, and now they're going to come in, take possession of it. Ball up right on the centre square. Point of towards the Belmont Lions goal. Evans stands there, knocks the ball down. Desnoy came through, worked his way through traffic, then was tackled, and
he's gone.
Brock Marnie
Yeah.
tied him up nicely, so he will be the recipient of the free kick.
I think the prior was there.
Yep. Got himself free and then tried to do a little bit more. So Marnie now, left boot goes long into their forward line. Out the back, Mark was nearly taken out down. It's actually been paid. Not too sure he had it long enough, but
I thought he did.
Umpire says he differs. So a good mark taken and another opportunity here for the Belmont Lions. A little bit closer in this time. McLean. So he's a pretty tall sort of bloke.
I'm paying that. I'm paying it.
Yep. So I don't know much about Will McLean. But he's got a real opportunity here.
I don't know much about a lot of things.
That's exactly right. I don't profess to know much in betting. Can't get too much trouble that way.
You know,
but that is a very nice kick off the boot. And here has got the first for the Belmont Lions. That will tie things away at 1 goal apiece. And we have gone just on 8 minutes in this Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Actually really needed that because I was going to highlight the fact that North Geelong have been inside 50 about once and kicked the goal. And Belmont have been in 5 or 6 times with no goals. And that's what we saw yesterday. If you're going to go in 50, you got to kick the goals. But they've got one on the board now. And I did neglect to mention before the game that the umpires for today's clash are Scotty McLeod, Brendan Beck, and Jack O'Neill. So we're in pretty good hands today.
Will McLean came from Henty in the Hume Football League last year. He's played 17 a game so far. The ball's hit the deck. It's back in the middle now. The umpires picked out a high contact free kick.
Ooh, a bit of agitation there.
So it's going to go the way of Murray Desnoy.
He's got up a bit ginger too.
He's got the ball in the middle of the ground. He's going to kick forward, looking for Parker. It's not a great kick though. Went through the hands of the Belmont defender. Umpires call play on though. Now they're going to defend here. They're about 50 metres out from goal here. North Geelong, coming through. That was well done on that occasion from Alma. Got the ball out. Ball still in congestion. A couple of players diving on top of it. Alma might have been hold. Umpire says play on. It's good tackle in and under there by Brock Marnie. We'll have a stoppage. 55 metres out from the North Geelong goal. Davis comes in now, gets the ball down over the top. It might have been holding. Umpire said play on. Fazio, is he held? No, it might be. It is going the way. Yep. So Damien Fazio, he's got a free kick. Good umpiring to pick that out. Parker wanted the ball.
I would have given it to him.
The umpire told him he couldn't. Should get out. He's too close.
Might have another crack here. So Damien Fazio take the lead back for North Geelong. Early in this one, he's going to have a shot from 50. There's a little bit of a breeze behind him as well. It's coming back. It's not going to get there. The first minor score of the day. 1-1-7 to 1 goal. Was it 1-1-7 as well? So we've gone 10.5 minutes this first quarter. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
That's another bloke missed a lot of footy too, Zach Swinnerson.
So they're going to kick out a full back now. Right down the line. Big fly. Couldn't quite take the mark on that occasion. It was McLean as the ball gets parried over the boundary line. Is that scoreboard wrong already?
No, that scoreboard's right.
So is that one wrong?
Yeah, Tyler's fixing that.
Yeah. So ball back in now in between North Geelong's half forward line and centre wing. Vaughan tried to get through a tackle. He couldn't quite though. Handball over the top. Desnoy. He's got some space over the top. He kicks to Penny. Can he take the mark? He can. He's about 55 metres out. You know what, Penny? He's going to go short to Parker and he's taken the mark. So Luke Parker, he's got the ball. We've got a perfect view from the broadcast position here. Be kicking from 50 metres. The journey should be no worries at all, Grub.
Well, it shouldn't be for him.
Saw him have a day out here. On the last day of the season last year. 4 goals Best on ground in the grand final to go with it. His other shot from 50. The distance looks no worries, but the accuracy is not there. So 1 goal straight Belmont, 1-8 North Geelong. We have gone 12 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
But Jones going to be doing the kicking in duty. He's not a big bloke, but now I can tell you that. He's a small bloke. That's a nice
Good
kick,
kick, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Good kick outside. Mark taken out there with Hoochmo outside 50. That's a good use of the ball there. Hoochmo now, he does the same. Loads up, goes long, probably goes wide, a little bit too wide maybe, but there's a touch of the ball, maybe just inside the boundary line, been forced over, and a boundary throw-in taking place. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Evans making his way across there. So umpire now with ball in hand and said,
Yeah, he just got there too, didn't he?
yeah.
Big fella.
Won't want to be doing too much of that ruck work, I wouldn't have thought. Now, there's a free kick you can give it us there or not? No.
But am I right? Yes,
Lasso.
it is. Am I right in saying that Hootsman's still on the ground?
Yep. Well, he was.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. Ball now kicked into the centre forward position. Picked up there by Desnoy. Little chance to look up. Goes back towards Parker once again. Ball out the back. Spat on his head that time. Could have had a bit of a go at it. That's now at ground level. That they're working pretty hard in their forward line to keep it in there, North Geelong. It's going to end up with Parker outside to a bib on the right boot. Back towards goal. That looks pretty nice off the boot. And Mitchell Bibb. He has put it straight to the middle and puts North Geelong second on the board. They are 2-2. They lead Belmont Lions one straight goal. And 13 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Well, I know we've only gone 13 minutes, but there's our first contender for the Connectel. Yes, that's right, Connectel goal of the day. A beautiful goal for Mitch Bibb. And I was going to say, your kicking skills into the forward line for both sides today have to be spot on. You have to be spot on to Lukey Parker because he's not going to be able to run it and chase it too much. And the big fella Evans at the other, you've got to hit him. I think Evans has got to loot. There's one-on-ones, you can beat him. But if he gets a 5-yard break on you, so I think they've got to go in a bit different and look for Evans, Belmont.
Right in the middle now. Evans got the ball down. The ball is now in the hands of Brock Marnie. He looks up, trying to. Oh, it's not a great kick. And the mark is taken on the North Geelong defender. He's going to go down the line, trying to find his teammate. Oh, and the mark is taken on that occasion by Alma. He looks up, goes down to pass, can't quite get the ball. Oh, it was beautifully done by Slorak. We've seen him dominate games before. Cooper Pask is a good player as well, so it should be a good battle today. See him go on the ruck at some stage as well. Hogan has the ball just on the half-back line. Club room side of the ground. They're going to go down the line. Big pack of players here. Ball hits the deck now. Comes through as Fazio, though the ball was kicked forward by North Geelong. Coming back. Neither player got the ball on that occasion. Johnston was there as the ball's parried over the boundary line. We'll have a stoppage. And Rory Desnoy having a break on the bench at the moment. But he's been dominating early. So Belmont will want to make sure he doesn't get away from him because he's had a lot of it. Ball comes down now. Evans tries to get it over the top. That might have been holding. Umpires. Yes, he's got the umpire. He appealed for it and he got it. The free kick goes to Groman. He has it just in front of us in the broadcast position between halfback and centre wing. Down the line. Pack of players again coming through. Couldn't quite cover the ball on that occasion with Anderson. Ball comes over the top. They've appealed for that free kick as well. The umpire said, have a ball in. True centre wing. Big crowd here today as well at St Albans.
Yeah, I'd suggest the crowd's bigger today than it was yesterday already.
So, ball back in now. Rackman jostle for front position. Husky's in there. Jed Evans just too big on that occasion. Though Swennerson roped it. Now Jackson Jewell in the middle of the ground. This is where they look good. North Geelong. Bertucci has it. Center of the ground. He's got Boston McCarty out wide. He's also got Parker. He's screaming, demanding for it. He doesn't go to him. Goes to Boston McCarty on the far side of the ground. So use the width here. All right, back over the top. Jules kept running. So Jewell has it about 75 metres out from goal. He's got Pask inside. And he's also got Bertucci. He's going to go to the third option on that occasion with Fazio. Fazio over the top to Tom Swennerson. And he takes the mark 50 metres out from goal.
Tom's all right, Thomas, but no Tommy, please.
So,
I tell you what, I'm taking my hat off to the Belmont boys. And I'm going, I was dead set wrong when I thought Evans would open up. Hootsman's opened up on Davis. rucked almost till Davis has to come off. Now you got Evans against the bloke about 6'1", and he's going to kill him in the ruck.
Tom Swinnerton from 55 metres.
Oh, look at that.
Has he got the journey? I think he has.
Goal.
Umpire says yes, all clear. Kicks North Geelong's third goal. One straight Belmont. They trail North Geelong 3-2-20. We have gone 17 minutes in this first quarter. Brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
I'll tell you what, look, I might be wrong, but Belmont look like they've got the edge around the ground.
Yep.
But North Geelong are making the most of their opportunities. And look, it may that breeze may help them like that. There's been a couple of big long shots for goal. And yeah, the wind is going that way. So if that's the case, they probably need a couple more. But Belmont are actually playing reasonably good football to be only 2 goals down.
Yes, they're right in there. So the ball back in the middle of the ground again. Paskin there. As we said, Evans doing the ruck work for the Belmont Lions. This time, maybe Paskin
did well that time,
yeah. Comes down. Wiley had it. He was tackled pretty much as soon as he got the ball. So the umpire will ask for it back. So again, right in the middle of the ground. Evans just positions his body, taps it out of the back.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Wiley kicks out wide. Over the head of Riccardi. Now that's a race on. Mitchell leads in the race for the ball on the far side of the ground. Heads towards the boundary line. Ball stays in. Nice clean pick up out there. It's now in the hands of Orr. He's been tackled high, as the umpire said. Short kick in. Mark is taken. Pass. Looks for runners inside. Goes to Jewell. Important kick now going to the forward line. Goes towards Steros. He's in front. Ball gets out the back. So nice work there from it ends up with the hands of Eddie. Eddie chips in a ball over the top. Not too sure where he was looking at. Smith went back. Couldn't take the mark. Swennison's there. He picks the ball up. He's tackled. Needs to get rid of it. Does so. Comes out and falls right in the hands of Dista. And he takes a mark in between centre wing and half back for the Belmont Lions. That will turn things around here. Looking to go straight down the line. Low and flat. Kick just out of the hands of Smith. Over the top. Now it's picked up out there by Hogan. He's tackled, brought to ground again pretty much straight as he'd picked the ball up. Umpires asked for it back. So Belmont Lions just in there attacking half at the present time. Again, Evans just positioning himself underneath the contest. Ball comes through that. Picked up by Wiley once again. Tackled by Swennison. And umpire said no prior opportunity there either.
I tell you where the big difference is going to be in the boundary. Till Tommy's coming back on the ground, though. Boundary throw-ins is too big.
Yep. So ball now comes outside. Pushed forward there by Eddie. Ends up in the hands now of Anderson. Kicks the ball back into a danger position, but coming through, it was well read there from the North Geelong defence, but hasn't been able to be held up. I think it was Fazio that got the ball going back, and Pask has taken, I thought he'd taken a diving mark, put it down, picked up by Mitchell. He's tackled, brought to ground.
He's gone on the ball.
Back. There's a North Geelong player down as well behind play.
And a free kick will go to Mitchell once again. Had a shot similar distance, but closer to the boundary line. A little bit more to look at from this position.
That goes against the umpiring trend a little bit. I said yes, I mean, they don't play pushing the back much. I was going to play hold the ball for sure.
Looks like Sammy Reynolds is the player in the hand of the trainer right now.
Yeah, he'd be right. He's tough, Sammy.
Struggling a little bit there at the moment, but he'll come good, no doubt. Able to jog off. That's a good sign. But Mitchell now on his approach to goal. Kicks that goal. That is a nice looking kick, and he has got his first of the afternoon. And the Belmont Lions have their second. They move to 2 straight goals. They trail North Geelong on 3 goals, 2. 20 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they kept it in. North Geelong had a couple of chances to get it out, and they fought really hard to keep the ball in. And we say that every week. I know that, but it's one of the main things of the game. You keep that ball in the forward line, and eventually you get the chance. Free kick could have gone either way. He was lucky enough to get it. But I tell you what, it was a beautiful kick. This wind can swirl around a little bit, and so you've got to kick through it. He did that and put it right through the middle. And at that end, that's a really nice kick for goal. And they're starting to reward themselves a little bit. I know they've only got to 2, but they're starting to reward themselves a bit from going inside 50.
So, Hootsma in the ruck now. Ball comes out. Desnoy again trying to get the clearance. Couldn't quite. Evans coming back the other way. Was well picked up on that occasion by Hogan. Then the 1-2. Beasley involved. Kick forward now from Evans. Trying to find his brother in Benny. Goes to ground.
Trying to get a free.
The umpire's giving him a free kick. Holding the man. So they're out.
Geez, up a long way.
Yeah, that's centre wing now.
I think he's up too far.
So about 2 kicks from goal. Long kick on that occasion. Right, Evans. Oh, what a big fly!
Big fly! The Rumbley's
Oh, he's going to play on quickly. You never play on when you take a mark like that. Beasley quickly on. Why has he played on? Put it under pressure and they've mucked it all up. Oh, out aside now. Zach Sweaterson's going to gather the ball. Wiley tries to screw it back, and that's going to be out of bounds on the full. Not too sure why he did that, Grub. He had a set shot from 30 metres out. Not too much angle.
I just think there's a term in football saying that you can be too unselfish, and I think that was it. He should have gone back and kicked the goal, I think, the big fella.
Beautiful mark, and he's played on from it. So Rootsman out. He's going to try and make up for his hands. Screws the ball back now. Quick boot on it by Mitchell. Couldn't quite get the ball, and it's going to be a minus score. So the first for Belmont of the day to 1-13 now to 3-2-20. We've got 22 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
Still, if he kicks the goal, we sit back and say, what great unselfish play. So it's a game of inches, isn't it?
So playing on now, Luke Swenson down there. He finds his teammate in Boston McCarty a long way up the ground. He's playing on the wing. He's going to try and find O'Brien. He does. They're just between half back and centre wing now. Oh, it's not a great kick, though. He's turned the ball over. Coney has the ball now. He's going to go inside the forward 50. Beautiful kick. About 55 metres out now. As Mitchell has the ball. He's going to go into the path of a horrendous kick.
Yeah.
I almost set up there. Looked like it might have been Orr. He took the mark, and they're going to move the ball quickly now. Here's Tom Swenson. Goes down the line.
Down the ground.
It might be down the ground. And Slorak had the ball. So now Luke Parker, 60 metres out from goal. He's going to go on the one-on-one. Habib might take the mark. He does. Yes, he's going to play on. His opponent fell over and kicked North Geelong's fourth goal. Habib has two end-to-end stuff from North Geelong. 2-1, 13 to 4-2, 26 now. We have gone 24 minutes in this first quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment.
There's an old adage in footy, Smithy, that as a forward, you play in front, right? But as soon as Mitch Habib sees Luke Parker get the ball and knows that he's going to roost it long, he gets himself in the position to play from behind, which means when he gets to the ball, he's front, he's first to the ball. As soon as he went to kick that ball, Mitch Habib knew what Luke Parker was going to do, and he put himself in a magnificent position to kick the goal, and that's exactly what he did. So, great Luke Parker, but really good thinking, Mitch Habib. Well done.
Yes, had the option to come forward as well. I reckon Luke Parker would have just pinged him off as well, but ball back in the middle of the ground. Davis there. Ruck contest comes out. There's going to be one out there by Beasley. Went one way, then went back the other. Needs some supports. Got it out the back door now. Belmont Lions, they bring the ball towards centre wing. Groman's going to be taking a mark on that position, or just defensive side of. Got runners through the middle of the ground, decides to chip the ball up over the top. Not too sure where exactly going, but always slips in there and is taking the mark.
And used the body.
Yeah, so now he's got the ball now and wants to run and carry, which he's doing very well. Little chip up over the top in the front of Habib, and he comes up at the ball and meets it once again. Parker's just asking for the ball to be kicked to him. He asked for it to go wide. It went towards Desnoy. Slorak read that very nicely. Now he's got a chance to deliver the ball back towards centre wing. Needs a favourable bounce. Wilson was there. He will see it over the boundary line, and that will suit, I reckon, both sides at this stage.
I tell you how to chat to before the game, too. Smithy, one of my favourites. Link Peters is in the crowd watching the seconds.
Good old Linky boy.
Good to talk. What a good fella.
And right in front of the commentary box here, ball thrown back in. Hoochmar out the back, Davis front position. Ball comes through the ground. Smith is there. He was taken away from the ball there, I would have thought, without having possession of it. Charlie Farrell has it. He's tackled. Groman brings him to ground. No prior opportunity in that.
Tell me this. Can you answer me a question?
Yep.
When the ball's thrown in from here and it goes that way, why don't they throw it straight? He's given it a 15, 20 metre advantage, isn't
Supposed to be thrown towards the middle of the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't understand that. Why?
Fazio from that ruck contest kicks the ball back towards their half-forward line. Habib in front, doesn't take the mark. Over the top, Elmer gets the ball, tries to shrug out, does so, got the boot to ball.
Lucky
out
did.
Towards Marnie. Little boot was okay, ends up in the hands of Jewel. And he can't get out of there. Tackled by Evans. And the umpire will ask for the ball back again on centre wing.
Where did the Evans boys play before Belmont?
I'm not too sure.
Did they play here?
They could have been, actually.
I've got a feeling they played at St Albans.
Archer's doing some homework.
Yep.
Good on you, Arch.
He did something.
You can use that better than I can do it, so that's much better than me trying to do that. Ball from that run cost ends up in the hands of Smith. Handballs over the top. Jules in space. Now decides to kick a little bit longer into their forward line. Pass nicely worked out there by Johnson coming across the front of the pack. knocks the ball over the boundary line. Was there a free kick given there? Must have been.
Yeah.
Pass standing the mark. I'm not too sure what that was for. I can't even see who the recipient of that kick is at the moment.
Well, I can tell you the North Geelong aren't complaining too much. So.
So the ball now from that position is kicked back towards centre wing. Another holding decision. Must have been against Beecroft, I would think, not against Davis. Davis has got his hands up. Free kick's going to go to McLean. Again, right in front of where we sit here. So goes back to McLean now. So he's got an option now. Got Groman short if he wants him. Decides not to look at that at the present time. Has looked across the ground. But he's, again, going to go down the line. Long kick goes towards their half forward. In front, Desnoy out the back. A nice little collect there by Guther. Kicks the ball into their forward line. First to arrive is Ben O'Brien. Picks the ball up and goes back towards centre wing. Hootsmar. He stands in the right spot, taking the mark. So Belmont Lions are going to put the ball back into their attacking zone. Long kick going forward. And that was nicely read. That man again, Charlie Farrell, is taking the mark. Got some options running for him. Fazio out by himself. As a siren has sounded to end the first quarter here, which went just on 27.5 minutes. It is the Belmont Lions. They're 2-1, trailing North Geelong on 4-2. Goal kickers to this stage of the game for Belmont. Mitchell and McLean are the goal kickers. And for North Geelong have been with two. Swenison and Vaughan, the other goal kickers. Take a short break, come back. It's the second quarter action, not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Back, as I said, quarter time score here is North Geelong at 4-2, the Belmont Lions 2-1. And we probably won't know much about which way the bruise is really having an effect until Belmont use it in this quarter. Then we get a better idea. But at this stage, North Geelong, have they done enough, Grub?
Well, as you said, you're not quite sure. But when you say that, I think Belmont have shown you how they can kick into this bruise. And I think that gives you an indication that if you kick the ball properly, the wind's not going to hurt you too much. So, I thought Belmont probably played as well as North Geelong, if not better, for most of the quarter. But they went inside 50 and they kicked their goals. And for a while there, the Belmont Lions didn't. Before I keep going, there is a couple of little announcements that I've got to make. Jackson Jewell out there, I don't know how well he's going to go today. He didn't have a lot of sleep last night because he's the father of a brand new bouncing boy named Ryder on Wednesday night. So congratulations to the Jewell family. and his old grandfather, who just told me that. Thank you very much. And the other two that I meant to say yesterday, Steve Nachos, 400 games this weekend.
Where's he at?
Don't know where he's at, but he's doing his 400th. And, of course, the gentleman of umpiring, one of the great blokes of umpiring you've ever seen, Rod Stokes. You know Stokesy?
No, I don't.
1,200 games. So, Stokesy, you're a
Is he a
legend.
field umpire?
Well, he was umpiring in the seconds back in the 80s when we were involved. So he's a great, great man, and congratulations on 1,200 games, Stokesy. You deserve everything that comes your way, mate. You're a champion. Yeah, so we'll know pretty early because Belmont are playing good enough footy to actually use this breeze. I don't know if they're using Evans 100% right. I think he's got to come from the square. And as I said before, he's a big, strong bloke, but the one-on-ones against Benny O'Brien, Benny's height's going to test him a little bit. I think he has to put up that lead. But once he gets that lead on, he can get a couple of metres, and then it's up to the field kick and hit him on the chest. The other thing I'll reiterate, I think what they're doing, Belmont, and they've done it pretty well, when the big fella Davis is in the ruck, then Hootsma plays in the ruck. And as soon as Davis gets out of the ruck, then they put the big fella Jed Evans on. And that's a twofold because that means Evans doesn't have to play too much football for the day, and he's going to be against an opponent that's very, very small compared to him. So I think a lot depends in just how far and how long the big fella Davis can go by a quarter. I just think he needs to play between 20 and 25 minutes a quarter. I don't know if he's fit enough to do that. I don't know if anyone's fit enough to do it. But they don't want to leave that ruck with Jed Evans against Cooper Pass for too long, especially at boundary throw-ins because he's just too big. So that may be a thing that that Peter Riccardi will have to work on. Although, again, as I say, it's all up to the endurance of Tommy Davis and just see how long he can stay on because it is a mismatch when he goes off. What do you reckon, Arch?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, thanks.
The idiot. You were talking about that ruck contest, Grub. As I said, I got home yesterday and was able to sit down and watch the game, but they say the same thing about Max Scorn, about his ruck work against Rory Lobb. Obviously controlled it, but in the end, I think they used, I can't remember the other bloke they used in their ruck from the Bulldogs, but they were just more roving off Max's thingo rather than pay attention. So I think if that's the situation, North Geelong probably have to apply that same approach.
Well,
where's Evans most likely to push the ball to?
Yeah, or just man up.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. That's where Peter Riccardi's got to come up with a plan when Big Tom's not on the ground.
That's where I reckon the plan would have to be. As I said, it's.
I mean, you don't want Rory Desnoy matching up with someone, but in a ruck contest like that, a bloke that's 6'6", 6'7" against a bloke who's 6 foot even, I think you have to.
Yeah, and you probably back your group to beat the other opposition anyway. So you've got some pretty good ball winners in there. When you look at Swenison, Rory Desnoy, and Jackson Jewell, there's not too many better centre combinations that go around with those three.
No, well, as we speak, the big fella Evans is starting the quarter against Tommy Davis. So.
And Benny Evans, I think, has gone to the bench to start the second quarter. So
I don't believe. Did you see that? It's quarter time. It's the second quarter, and the big fella Evans has walked straight through the centre circle, straight up to Tom Davis, and shook his hand in the second quarter.
Didn't happen in your day, would it?
I have never seen that.
Maybe he's just passing on a friendly word to him. Look out, I'm coming at you or something.
I have never seen that in my life. He's went and shaking his hands, not the start of the game, big fella.
If your ruckman did that, would you not be happy with him, Grub?
He might be playing mind games.
I remember a couple of ruckmen I saw him would walk through the circle, but then when they got to him, they wouldn't have shook his hand. But, that's a nice touch anyway from the big. You watch you go and knock his block off.
Good luck with his power. He's just giving you a false sense of security.
Never seen it.
Back in the middle of the game this time, Davis and Evans go out the ball. It's going to be one out of there by Swenison on the right, or on the left boot. He goes into their half-forward line. The nice work out there from Cooper Vaughan. Got the handball over the top. It goes back into their, or goes deeper into their forward line. Now they've got to win possession of it. Bertucci's later tackled, but again, ball not coming out of there. Umpire will take possession of it. Top of the 50-metre arc, or very close to. And North Geelong quickly into attack in this second quarter. Luke Parker comes up over the top of Evans. Ball comes out of that contest, goes back towards the boundary line. And I'm not too sure that Evans was expecting that to happen, but he'll be more aware of it in this situation, I would think. Tommy Davis positioned himself back on centre wing, so Luke Parker looks like he's going to have the ruckworks job down
that's
there.
not a good move.
No, Desnoy gets himself out of trouble once again, looks up, goes across the ground.
Oh,
Player
look
in
at
space
this.
all by himself. And it's going to be Smith, is it? It is.
Charlie Smith, is it?
It is. I reckon that's him. And he's got an opportunity here now to kick the first goal of the second quarter. Positive start here from North Geelong. I said he's been out of football. He's been able to get back last week. And this would be a good start for him and his confidence in this quarter.
We've missed him too because he's been a pretty good player.
Yeah. He steps in, kicks that goal. He's held it right. It's not going to hold its ground. Or
I
has
think
it?
it
I
is.
think he's
I
happy
think
enough
it
with
is.
it. Umpire said, yes, it is. And they've got the first of the second quarter. North Geelong now to 5-2. Belmont Lions 2-1. And that has taken just over 1 minute. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Well, there's Grubby wrong again. I thought this is a bad move having Luke Parker go up against the big fella Evans. He won the tap, but they were able to shark the ball like we spoke about. But the Belmont defence, that's when you've got to get the runner out. The Belmont defence got sucked into the contest and left Charlie Smith sitting out there on his own. That is dead set no-no. You've at least got to be far enough away to be able to get back and make a contest. There was no one within 40 metres of him.
Obviously, no communication.
Braden Eddy on the wing playing on him, so just make sure he mans up, follows him in as the ball's back in the middle now. Evans taps it forward for Belmont. I think it's Beecroft who picks it up. He's tackled instantaneously, so we'll have another stoppage in the middle of the ground.
This backman running down the ground and all that, but mind your man too.
Back in, Evans wins the tap out of the middle. Finds his rover. Oh, the umpire lets it play. A little bit dangerous. Beasley gets the ball forward now, coming through. Couldn't quite take the ball. It's inside. Belmont's forward 50 now. Wiley there as well, coming through. Luke Swenson. He couldn't get the ball. Tom does though. He had one arm ping, but he still got it out. Now Eddie's chasing the ball just in front of us in the broadcast position. Inside out handballs inside to Wiley. Over the top. Desnoy too good though. He's right on top of the ground at the moment. Desnoy gets the ball. It's a good kick into the middle of the ground. He finds his teammate Seros. He's going to go out wide. Gets a bit of a foot race there. Boston McCarty, he win it. He does. Gets the ball inside. Parker, yes. Was it a late push? The umpire says no. So he'll have a shot, Luke Parker, from 55 metres out. He just had a metre on Slorak. This would be for North Geelong, 6th goal now.
You'll tell with the wind here because
Tough
55, yeah, but distance alone should be no problem for him.
So he's just going to, looks like he just set up the kick. He didn't really kick through the ball, but there's no dramas. So he's just kicked a minor score, but he didn't really kick through the ball, and he still made the distance to 1:13 to 5:3:33. We've gone 3 minutes in this second quarter, brought to you by Elders.
Still tells me the wind is a little bit of a factor. Otherwise, he would have tried to kick the goal, I would have thought.
So to kick in now. Belmont, it looks like they're going to go straight up the spine. They've been told to play on. Now it's a kick out wide. Wiley there gets out of the hands of Zach Swenson. Ball ends up over the back to Mitchell. Can he gather it? He can't quite. He must have got a touch on it because we're having a ball in. Very far side of the ground between, or basically at centre wing. Have a throw in. Tommy Tavis is really struggling to get the contest. Big ground to cover. Gets there now. He's up against Evans, I think it was. He got the ball down inside the forward 50 now. Opportunity. Bertucci. He did really well there. Spun out of a tackle. He gets the handball out wide at Tom Swenson. Oh no, Tom Swenson, bit of a fumble. Puts his teammates under pressure. Back to Bertucci. He kicks the ball forward. Now it's deep inside the North Geelong. Oh, Slorak out of the air. That might work out for him in the end. Beasley came at it. Davis, he rose it. Gets the ball out wide to Jewel. Jewel to the pocket. Can he find Vaughan? No. Free kick.
Got to get a free kick, surely.
Or he is getting a free kick. It was out of bounds on the full anyway. But the free kick is going for a push in the back. And Cooper Vaughan will have a shot from 45 metres right up against the boundary line.
Don't think there was too much doubt about that one, Smithy, was there?
No, I think there was definitely a push, Grub. But it said
So 2-1-13. Plays 5-3-33. Extend this 20-point margin.
Who's this?
Cooper Vaughan has a ping from the boundary line and never gave the ball a chance. So just another minus score. Missing some opportunities here. North Geelong 2-1-13. 5-4-34 now. 5 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Slorak brings the ball in, goes out wide, looking towards Wilson. Good kick. Mark taken on centre wing. He's got a left foot to use if he wants to, and he wants to go quickly. Does so. Player out the back is Gunther, and he's made some good ground now. They've got some running players coming past. Anderson was ignored there. So he's going to take it upon himself now, Gunther, just to go that little bit longer into their forward line. McLean's best position. Can't take the mark. Good contest there from Semi Riddles. Got the ball now himself and kicked out wide. And ball going to be transferred down the field once again.
I disagree with that.
I thought that was pretty much.
I reckon he bumped him as he kicked it, and I think he's got it wrong, the ump. But I got one wrong yesterday. It could get one again today.
So the ball now is brought back into the hands of Fazio. He's going to look for the handball outside, but decided against it now. Fazio is going to kick down towards centre wing. Chips the ball out towards Davis. That wasn't a great kick. It's hit the cars on the full out there, so definitely out of bounds on the full.
I would have described it like that.
Was a shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beasley at the far side takes him on.
Wow.
Was tackled and ball comes out. In that tackle goes over the boundary line. Good their work from Riccardi. I reckon it might have been that played that tackle. So they're able to give themselves a bit of a reprieve there now, North Geelong.
Look, I think just kick the ball, don't you?
Yeah, that's been better.
Yeah.
Evans, again, front work, gets the ball down in front of the contest. Getting through the contest, they've been able to kick the ball into the, or not to the half-forward line. Coming out, mark was taken by Wiley. Handballs outside to Evans. Runs inside 50. Looks to go long towards goal. And it's not a bad kick. Jackson Jewell, did he touch it on the line?
It's a goal.
Umpire said no, and has gone through. Can't go to the cameras there either.
Right.
But Evans has got his first of the afternoon and the third now for the Belmont Lions. It is 3-1 Belmont, 5-4 to North Geelong, and almost 7 minutes gone. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Well, the umpire was in a magnificent position, and was it Benny O'Brien running back there?
Yep.
Didn't even look sideways. So a fantastic goal. I think they got caught out here. That's what they were trying to do the second time: break a tackle, break open the play, and get it over to Evans, who was running pretty quickly too for a big fella.
I reckon he was happy that went through because he was celebrating as soon as it left the boot. I don't think he saw someone on the line. We're back in the middle now. Davis and Hootsma go at it. It was nearly a throw, although they're going to win this here. Marnie sends him inside forward 50 for Belmont. Ball hits the deck. Farrell couldn't quite get there. Opportunity. Check size and coming back. It does. It's gone through. Chase Anderson it was. Running, flying shot at goal outside of the boot. And they've kicked two in a row now, Belmont. 4-1-25 to 5-4-34. We've gone 8 minutes in the second quarter. Brought to you by Elders Insurance.
Yeah, look, good midfield play. There was no decisive winner in the ruck at that stage, but the Rovers and the on-ballers from Belmont swooped on it beautifully and were able to get a break. A lot of the times it bounces down there and you jump on everybody and it's another throw up, another ball up, but they got it out and they got a bit of a break on it, and that was another really, really good goal check side. Or banana, or what do you call it? Banana.
No, back now. Ball out the middle. Couldn't quite get the ball out. Was Fazio. It's forward again, though, for Belmont. Oh, they got space. Couldn't quite take the mark, though. Beasley's also there. Good tackle from Mitchell, and we'll have a stoppage 50 metres out. They've just turned the game on its head in the last 5 minutes, Grub.
Yeah, two in a row, and then back into the forward line. North Geelong now have to really close it down for 5 minutes.
So big fist there from Tommy Davis. Get it out. Desnoy's played some sort of game so far. Got the ball forward. Hootsmart does really well. Gets the handball over the top. Eddie's going to go beeline the ball here. He does. Jewel went after him. It could have been a free kick. Charlie Smith looks like he's injured in the middle of the ground as well. Holding his shoulder. Desnoy gets away now. Kicks it down the line. Opportunity for Seros running back. If he can get the ball, he can. He's got Wilson on his tail. Good tackle from Wilson. He slung him around. Is it a sling tackle? No, it's holding the ball. Oh, and then it might be 50 as well. It is. They followed on with another tackle on the outer side of the ground.
Smith right off the ground.
Trying to pick out which player that was who gave away the 50-metre penalty. It's going to bring Belmont to about 55 metres. Looks like Wilson's got the ball. He does. The rest 60 metres out from goal. Everything going the Lions' way at the moment. Going to wait and see the best option down there. Evans is down there. He's going to go. There's two players standing basically by themselves. So they're 50 metres out from goal. Tied up against the boundary. Run the arc. They might have a shot here. It's going to go right to the line. Let's see, umpire said he's given a 50-metre penalty.
He's obviously played on.
Well, the umpire must not have called played on yet.
No.
But he's not the umpire in charge, though.
No, they're talking about the.
So something must happen in the pocket. Something's happened over there.
Yeah, it's not a 50-metre penalty.
But didn't the umpire pay 50? Was his signal?
Well, that's what he indicated, but now I think he's
They've made the angle harder here, and they've nearly lost distance.
I don't even think it's down the ground. I think it's an incident or an interference over in that pocket. A different free kick altogether because the different bloke's got the footy.
Braden Mitchell's got the ball now. I think it was Anderson who might have had the ball before. Anyway, Mitchell it is from the pocket. Can he kick the goal? I tell you what, they'll take the free kick from there because Braden Mitchell has stopped it. They've kicked 3 in a row now. 5-1, 31 to 5-4, 34. They're right back in this. We have drawn 11 minutes in the second quarter brought to Alders Insurance.
Gee, I'll tell you what, there's a little bit of discipline there from North, or lack of discipline there from North Geelong, and I hope that don't creep into their game because as we saw yesterday, they can really hurt you. They're on a bit of a roll here, Belmont, and I think North have really got to close it down. Congratulations, Julesy.
Yes, I agree. Grubb, as I said, you've just got to change the momentum just for that 2 or 3
just
minutes.
stop them for a while.
Just man on man. Middle of the ground ball. Now up with the ruckman again. This time Hootsma over the top. Swinnerson's had his hand on the football. Doesn't take it out of the middle, though.
He's got a free kick. He should have got one, and he did.
He got one there, so Tom Swinnerson right in the middle of the ground.
Brendan Beck don't miss them, I tell you.
Ball now goes out wide towards Riccardi in some space by himself. Mark taken. Moves the ball along the boundary line. Des Lloyd made good position. He's taken the mark.
Got a bit of a clip too, but that's all right. Make him earn it. Nothing wrong with that.
Des Lloyd now. He's got a ball outside 50, putting it inside 50. Needs a good target coming at him. Was Elmer. He's in front position. His body actually.
He's going to get a free kick, Corey Elmer, for a chop of the arms, I think.
Didn't see where the umpire was to even work out what that was.
Well, I'm guessing. I just saw the contest, and if anything, that's what it was. I couldn't see it could be anything else.
Well, this is an important kick for goal here. Just to slow things down.
I'll tell you what's equally important. Watching Charlie Smith run up and down. When he come up, I saw him lift his arm. I think it might be a stinger. I think that's all it is, and we should see a fair bit more of him this afternoon.
With Elmer now, as I said, an opportunity here. Steps inside 50, kicks long at goal. He's got a fair bit of height there. Has he got the accuracy? He's got the accuracy. Has he got the distance? It's been touched on the line.
Second grab must have been over the line, was it?
Maybe, just. So through for a minor score. Sees North Geelong now to 5-5, 5-1 to Belmont. They bring the ball back in quickly.
Danger.
To the ground, into the hands of Marley. Dropped it, was able to go back and recover and get the ball back again. And ball guns out the back. Works through the hands of Steele. Go right back to the goal square now. That was a great kick outside. The mark has been taken outside by Hogan. Tips the ball back inside. And again, they've got maintained possession now. Facione, a long kick into the middle of the ground. Good use again. Wilson got runners outside. Mitchell in space. Ball didn't get to him too quickly, but he's still got some space there available. Goes long. Evans is by himself on the goal square. Just has to be a good kick. Ball. Charlie Farrell gets back there. Made the contest. Did nicely.
Oh, no. Said he's chopped his arms.
Basketball. Getting soft again.
Gee, I'm not sure about that one. I thought that was a magnificent effort to get back there.
Yeah, look at the replay. It's tough.
Yeah, I thought, I called it.
Evans from 20 metres directly in front of goal. He gets his first of the afternoon, and the 6 now for the Belmont Lions. They are 6-1. And the North Geelong side on 5 goals, 5, and it was gone 14 minutes in this Albans Insurance second quarter.
Yeah, sorry, I can't have that one. When it was the ball was going to be delivered, I thought, this is it, it's over, goal. And how Charlie Farrell got back there, I'll never know. And how he interfered and chopped the arms, I'll also never know. And I just think they might have got one wrong. You know, but he was close. We're a fair way away, and that's what umpires do. But I just reckon he might have got that one wrong. But we move on.
Taking their opportunities here. Belmont 6-1. So 5-5. They were dominating field play.
Good kicking.
A lot of the game. Exactly right. So we're back in the middle now. Hootsma gets the ball down. That's where they're started to win the ball. There's a free kick picked by a non-officiating umpire. It's going the way of Belmont.
Yeah, he's got his hand out the way to North Geelong.
So they're going to go out wide now. Hootsma found some space. Desmond's going to get back. He can't touch him if he doesn't look at the ball. He's marked it anyway, Hootsma. So that's 65 metres out from goal. He's going to go into the park. Charlie Farrell standing under this. Here comes Big Evans.
Him out. That's hurt him too, is it? No.
Right up.
Well, he's given a free kick, and it's going the way of Belmont.
What?
Ben Evans has got the ball. He'll go back to kick his second goal in a row.
You got to look at that one for me because I am absolutely nonplussed. The only thing I can think,
Yeah,
maybe
he got
Evans was
pushed.
pushed into him.
Yeah, so who was it? Ben O'Brien's put two hands in the back of
Okay,
Ben Evans.
that's the only other thing that could have happened. So well umpired.
Ben Evans comes back now for two in a row. And about five in a row for Belmont. He's kicked it. 7-1 now. 43 to 5-5, 35. Starting to get some space here, Belmont. Yeah, and we've gone 16 minutes in this second quarter for Royce Brothers Insurance.
Just let me say this, right? We've got the advantage of having a look at a video, right? And saying, oh, yeah, that's right or that's wrong, right? The umpire hasn't got that. He's got to make that decision bang like that, and he got it right. So you got to all credit to the umpire. As I say, it's easy for us. We just look at the replay and say, yeah, right or wrong. But he can't do that, and he got it right. So bloody well done, mate. Well done.
Back in the middle once again. Time for the big Benny Evans to come on the ground. Sorry, Jack Evans, I should say. Ball, Jed.
Try Jed.
Yeah, we've got one of them. Just say Evans, that'd be better. Ball from the middle of the ground now, picked up, or wasn't picked up by Swennerson. Now worked out. Wiley tries to get it out of the contest. Did so, got the ball outside. Working hard for the ball now. There was Groban, kicked the ball off the ground, but it's going to turn around from North Geelong. They go back towards centre wing. Again, Mark not taken out there. Evans arrived, but there's a high infringement again.
Yeah, he didn't have the ball. He just bowled him over. Very clumsy.
And I can't even see who the player is on the ground out the far side. Is it Cooper Vaughan, is it?
Tell you what, that would have hurt because he's a mountain of a man.
He's a big bloke.
Hey?
So Cooper Vaughan.
And even though it was about 3 kilometres an hour, he's at full pace.
So the ball just a little chip outside now, so they maintain possession. He is a bit proppy going back towards the forward line. And North Geelong, they probably need to get one back here, I would think, at this stage of the game. Good to see that North Geelong have got the ball back into their forward line. Going out the back, Teros couldn't take the mark out there. It's ball at ground level. Jeez, it's going to be picked up. Slorak moves from that position and kicks back towards centre wing. Contest out there. Evans tried to get himself involved in it. Swennerson was also there. Picked up out there by O'Brien. Went towards Desnoy. Got through the traffic again. Got the handball. This is what Geelong did last night. They turned the ball over, but this time it was a smart move there by a bib. Kicks the ball into their forward line. Unattended again. Slorak wants to deliver the ball across the ground. Gee, that's dangerous. Riccardi's brought ball to ground. Cooper Vaughan, has he taken high? Possibly. Picked up by Riccardi. Snapped at goal. Back towards the goal square. Lukey Parker's in the goal square. Needs to pick the ball up. Gets the handball outside. Bertucci, he couldn't get boot the ball. Again, now at ground level. It's pushed back towards the goals. And I'm not too sure the North Geelong player, right?
No, Belmont player handballed it, but I tell you what, terrific defence. That was,
yeah, wasn't it?
They were going to get a goal there, North, and Belmont just
held up.
Yeah.
Ball short kick in. Teros has been able to get his hands on the contest out there. So some work done now from the Belmont Lions. They've brought the ball nearly to the middle of the ground without a real clean possession. Now they've got one. Brock Marty through the middle. Left boot. Looks to go long. Mitchell out the back. Needs a bounce. But with him as Orr, he's in front. He's maintained. He's done pretty nicely there. Kept the ball in front of himself. Again, back towards centre wing. Barney's there. Also picked up by Sammy Reynolds. And into hands to pass. Over the top. Smith outside. Goes the ball to Vaughan. Kicks back into the ground line.
Down the ground.
Umpire's called. I thought he called play on then when he waved his arm, but it's
down the ground. And again, a very, very, very close one.
So Desnoy, the recipient of that free kick, and he's again defensive or his attacking side of centre wing, goes long into their forward line. Kick misdirected there. Mark has been taken down there, and it'll be a relieving kick going out from a Belmont line. Slorak ends up with the ball again. His kick back towards centre wing. Kick had to be good. Player was there and did pretty nicely. I think it might be Groban, or is it? That's got the ball towards the boundary line. And it's gone over, so we're going to have a throw in on centre wing. It doesn't really matter.
I tell you what, sometimes you get a bit of leeway, right? These umpires aren't given any leeway. The art of football is to read the umpire. Don't touch them after they kicked it because they're going to pay it.
It was actually Gunther that took that ball over the boundary line. So now ruck contest on centre wing. It's Evans doing the ruck work, and he's up against Davis. Ball front of the contest. Beasley tried to work his way through. Tackle brought to ground. And we're going to have a ball up again, similar position to that throw in. So David Albert been on the ground. I haven't seen him. I haven't called him yet.
Yeah, neither.
I don't know if I've missed him or not. Jackson Jewell weaves his way through the contest, handballs up over the top, ends up with Beasley, right boot. Ball went as high as it went long there. Evans stood underneath it again, picked up Davis, who actually tried to pick it up on hands and knees with Jewell. Ball stop it, and again the ball goes back towards Mitchell now. Tries to tap it over his head. Swennison's there. Luke Swenison did nicely, got through the contest, had some support. Ball again, Penny at ground level, tried to kick the ball off the ground, put the ball back inside the contest. Wilson's tackle brought to ground. Again, he's able to feed the ball out. Umpire needs to come in, take possession of it, and that's what he's going to do. As we kick over 21 minutes, it is 7-1 to the Belmont Lions, 5-6 North Geelong.
I think you're right, Smithy. I haven't seen Allen either. I don't know if you have, Grub.
No.
So ball back up again now to push out of the contest. It's going to go the way of Tommy Davis. He has the ball. He's going to chip down to centre wing. Into the path, Braden Eddie's given away the free kick. So a little bit undisciplinary from
Not
Belmont
really.
here.
No, not really.
Or do you think it's a smart free kick?
Yeah, it is,
play?
because you have the great position.
So he's been told to come back over his mark. Saros is the player in question. He's going to go down the line now. Cooper Vaughan is there. Can he take the mark? Oh, stolen from Pask. Now to Tom Swenison. He's going to go inside the forward 50. Parker's down there. He's got to beat a couple, but brilliant defense. Lockie Slorak. Slorak, little chip kick to the pocket. He finds his teammate in Wilson. Wilson now has the ball in the pocket. He's got Beasley short. He's not going to go in that direction, or he might now. He is. He's seen him. It's not a bad kick. It just didn't work out there, but Beasley kept running. No one's touched the ball. It's at the center of the ground now. Jackson Jewell comes back the other way with a rebound. Beautiful kick out of the path of Habib. He can't quite gather the ball, and he might win a free kick.
I think he's going to get the kick, yeah.
So Habib has it in between centre wing and half forward for North Geelong. Need to kick the next one here. All the momentum with Belmont at the moment. Now Saros. He has the ball. He's going to go into the pocket. Can he pick out a target? He can't quite. Oh, a big fly over the top. It might have been Eddie to get a fist in.
Free kick's been given.
Well, I thought he had lives for the ball on that occasion. It looks like Charlie Smith's going to have the free kick from the pocket. 35 metres. Thoughts on that one, Grub?
Look, at first glance, I thought it was a free kick, and the umpire said so himself. But what do I know?
Charlie Smith now from the pocket. Most players miss to the near side and from that pocket, and he has as well. So 7-1, 43 to 5-6, 36 now. We've gone 23 minutes in this second quarter. Brought to you by Elders, and Lockie Slark's going to go straight up the guts, trying to find Wilson. It's a good kick, and he's found him. So he looks up ahead. We've gone quickly now with a handball down the line. Oh, big fly maybe at the back. It's going to be Mitchell. Can he gather the ball? He can. He's done well on Luke Swenison there. Now he's going to just wait for some options to arise. He's going to go back to go forward. He's found Wiley. So Wiley, 55 metres out from goal to wait for the troops to arrive. He's off now. He's going to kick the ball. It's up and under inside forward 50. Needs someone to fly. Here comes Hootsma. Couldn't quite bring the ball down. It's the deck now. They've got to defend well. Braden Orr trying to get the kick out, and he does. Back to Wiley. He's going to have another chance to send it inside the forward 50. Oh, there's a holding free kick surely on Hootsma. There is. So Hootsma wasn't allowed to run at the ball. It was nearly fallen on. And so he'll have a shot from no more than 20 metres out directly in front.
Geez, they're fighting hard, North, but they just can't keep hold of them.
It was a player. It was Beecroft who probably just lost his footing. So Hootsman out. Goes back to extend this lead, and he has. Great accuracy here from Belmont. They've kicked 8-1, 49 to North Geelong, 5-6, 36. We have gone 25 minutes in the second quarter, brought to by Elders Insurance.
Well, that can happen too. What is it, 11 shots to 8? And then 12 shots to 8. And they're, 3 goals down. So, good kicking's good football, obviously, and that's what Belmont have been able to do. But they're able to run the ball down. And I tell you what, it's not for the lack of trying. They tried everything they could, North. And in the end, that free kick was there because Beecroft, he had to stop him somehow and hope like hell the umpire didn't see it. But the umpire did see it, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, so back in the middle now. I said good kicking to win you most matches, and they've done exactly what they needed to do here. 8 goals won. So the ball now to be thrown up middle of the ground. Again, going in there. Evans Davis up over the top. Ball comes to ground. It's going to be picked up, cleared away this time through Hogan, back into their half-forward line. Orr's going to be the first to arrive out there. He's got some time and space now. Looks out to go wide. Penny's made some space for him. So Penny now with the ball. His next kick's important. The kick wasn't good towards Alma. He picked the ball up, got the handball back out, found his way towards Penny once again. Got the handball back inside towards Alma. Again, he's picked the ball up, kick into the forward line. But again, Slorak, good positioning, has taken the mark. So he's done pretty nicely back there, Slorak. Been able to relieve a lot of the North Geelong attacks, and now he goes across the ground. Marking's good, kicking wasn't great, but he's got the ball back this time. Wants to give the handball, went one way there. He looks for the big Evans. Over the top, the ball's going to go into the hands or through to Hogan. He's tackled and brought to ground. He's going to be held up also, and the umpire in to take possession of it once again. Clearing the space behind him now. Ruckman go at it. Evans doesn't leave the ground, picks the ball up. His little boot to ball doesn't travel too far. Picked up by Jewell. He puts North Geelong into their attacking quarter, or half anyway. Ball now from that position. It needs to be picked up. It's going to be do so. Teros got through the traffic, went to Fazio. Has the ball, needs to get rid of the ball, can't get rid of the ball. Umpire's asking to play on, and I'm not too sure they had prior opportunity. Good call. Umpire will ask for a ball up at 30 out from goal. There's some work to do here. Umpire throws that ball back up again. Hoochmar over the top. Ball comes through the contest. Desnoy, right left boot. Kicks round the body. Goes back towards Fazio. Has a little bit of time and space here. Had more time than he thought, I think. Kicked the ball across the face of goal. That's the one that worked. Into the hands of a bib, and he's taken the mark and can go back and look at his third of the afternoon.
And they need to take this opportunity here, North.
Important kick for goal, this one.
Habib's usually pretty reliable.
Oh, don't go and start putting moz on people, Archie.
So he's got a kick only of about 20 metres, but from the boundary
And
line
that
with the
siren's
siren
gone
sounded.
too.
So a straight line approach is what is required here.
Tell you something else, Smithy. Looks like David Allett sitting on the bench with ice on his knee.
I didn't even see him on the ground. I can't remember seeing him on the ground.
He must have been on because his knees. I can only see the knee, but we got a
Might have
text.
seized up in the play. And Mitchell I think he likes that kick. That is going to be a great way to finish
Oh, my
off
word, it
the
is.
first half. And Mitchell Bibb's got his first. The 6 now for North Geelong. And they will go in just a small margin behind now. I've got Belmont at 8 goals 1, North Geelong at 6 goals 7. And goal kicks at this stage of the game. 2 each to Brad Mitchell and Ben Evans. 1 to Anderson, Hootsma and Jack Evans. And for North Geelong, 3 to Habib. 1 each to Vaughan, Smith, Swenison. That will be your 6. So take a short break, come back. Second half action, not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback. Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback. Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
shots that the Belmont Lions lead this game at the present time. Grub. Belmont, a pretty impressive second quarter.
Oh, it was a very impressive second quarter. And I tell you what, North didn't let that go of the reins either. They tried everything they could. They didn't drop their bundle. They tried pretty hard, and Belmont just played a little bit too good for them. And they used the wind to their advantage beautifully, as did North Geelong in the first quarter. So, the breeze is. We did say at the start of the day it was better. It was a better breeze to use than yesterday. And I just think now North have to kick 5 or 6 this quarter with it and keep Belmont to, well, as least as they can, and have a 4 or 5 goal head start at 3/4 time. Otherwise, it could go to the wire. They will be down a rotation since the first quarter, Belmont, with Dave Allett going off. So, coming home, you think with the win it's great, but if you've had blokes doing a lot of work around the ground during the game itself, they might run out a bit of puff. It's pretty intriguing, really. A lot depends on this third quarter. They call it the premiership quarter, and I think we're going to find out why now.
Righto.
Is this score right or that score right?
8-1 to 6-7.
Yep.
Big fella's right.
So there's a goal in it here. One of these teams, their last half of football for the year. The other one progresses to next week. Ruckman went up, but it's going to be another stoppage in the middle of the ground straight away. Start off the third quarter. So he's massive leap there from Hootsma. Oh, it can't be a free kick. Well, it was just Ruckcraft, wasn't it? Well, it might be going. It wasn't going to him. It's going to Tom Swenison. He's going to send off Geelong forward. They're going to have the first look. Oh, it's a beautiful mark. Sliding on his knees for Cooper Vaughan. He's probably 60 metres out. He's going to chip. Oh, it's a horrendous kick. He's turned the ball over to Hogan. Not what you expect from a player of the calibre of Cooper Vaughan. We'll have a stoppage 55 metres out.
Just proves people are human nuts. You can make mistakes.
Definitely. So the ball's back up again. Hootsma, that was probably not a fair ball up. Desnoy coming through. Couldn't quite get the ball out. Now in congestion. Also there's Seros. Hootsma. That could be holding the ball. It is.
And he knew it too. He went straight back.
Tommy Davis looks a bit sore. Other from that, maybe just a stinger. He gives it to Desnoy. Desnoy now goes to the top of the goal square. Slorak with one hand couldn't quite reel it in. Now he's got Eddie on the outer side. He's going to handball towards the boundary. Charlie Smith's there. He keeps the ball in. How's the umpire going to read this one? He's going to say, holding the ball. Had prior opportunity and try to fend off. So it's going to go the way of Nick Sheriff. Sheriff has the ball, goes down the line to Eddie. Eddie just in front of the North Geelong interchange bench, in between, right on the half-back flank. Club room side of the ground here at St Albans. Goes down the line to centre wing. Tommy Davis might jump over the pack. The ball comes to ground. Look at Chase Anderson run through there. Can he gather the ball? He's still chasing after it. Still running. Still hasn't had a possession yet. He's run after the ball for a long way. It's about 60 metres out. Now he has. Ball over, kicked over the top from Zach Senison. Now good tap from Steele. And then it was Evans back to Steele. That could be down the ground. Umpire says no. And Charlie Farrell takes the mark. Quick handball over the top. They're going to go inside the forward 50 here. Boston Riccardi runs his full measure. He's run too far. So the ball's coming right back. And they would have had an inside 50 there and a good opportunity at the first goal of the second half. But he's run too far, so the ball is now with Josh Wilson. He has the ball. He's going to go back to Steele. Steele has Johnston on if he wants him. He's not going to go in that direction. He's also got Wiley there. He's just going to go for a bit of a dash. Parker comes at him now. The kick is not good. Farrell's going to come across and cut it off. But Charlie Farrell, just in front of us in the broadcast position, has the ball. He's going to chip. Not a good kick at all, and he's kicked it out of bounds. So that will be last possession, and the lasso will come out. It's going to go back to Belmont.
They're just mucking around with it a little bit here, North.
So Johnston into the middle. Chevatang will be cleaner here. Both are making some clangers. Good hands from Steele. He gives the ball off now to Faccioni. He goes out wide to Wilson. Wilson and Riccardi. Riccardi's going to win the race, but he's accidentally socketed it. Oh, how good was that from Riccardi? It's bounced up for himself. He's taken one bounce. Send them inside the forward 50. Bertucci's on a one-on-one. Oh, drops the mark, got rid of the player. He's got about 5 to beat. Bertucci does really well. Vaughan there as well. Now Bertucci keeps going. Back to Habib. Can he kick the goal? Slorak, the goalkeeper. And it's going to be a minor score because he juggled it over the boundary line. 8-1-49 for 6-8-44. We have gone probably 4 minutes in this third quarter scoreboard brought to you by P&R Foods.
Floric brings the ball back in, goes out wide, far side of the ground. Davis brings the ball to ground. Now it's kicked off the ground. I reckon that was McLean that got it through the contest, and a group of players around that contest now. But a ball up will take place out there. Far side of the ground. Davis up, brings the ball down towards Desnoy. His kick was smothered, goes into the hands of Hootsma. His kick was also smothered. Swinnerson leads in the race for the ball, but it's travelled a little bit beyond him there. So it's now sitting underneath the contest, picked up by Desnoy once again. Handballs outside to Davis, tackled by Hootsma, brought to ground with no prior opportunity. Umpire is in the best position there to take possession of it. Just waiting now, ball thrown up once again. Davis up over the top, brings the ball to ground. Kicked off the ground, it goes into the half-forward line for North Geelong. Elmer's there, ball comes out the back, so some work to be done out there, and it's ended up with Johnson. Johnson tried to get the ball back inside. Umpires let play go on. North Geelong still working pretty hard out there. Picked up Elmer, little boot to ball, only as far as Hogan, but he can't take the mark, or is he being awarded a free kick? Looks like it will be, so Hogan just inside 50 is going to take possession of the ball and drive them out of the defence towards centre wing. Davis is best positioned out there. Comes in and ball back over the boundary line. A throw-in will take place. In between centre wing, half forward. North Geelong there attacking end. As I said, it's a bit of work to be done here from North Geelong in this quarter. We want to be 3 or 4 goals up at least, I would think, at three-quarter time. Ruck contest, ball comes out of there, goes back towards the boundary line. Swinnerson pushed in the back.
In the middle of the back.
Yep. And a free kick will go to Tom Swinnerson.
I said they don't pay in the backs that much, but by crikey, you couldn't knock that one back.
No, quick kick, nice kick, goes in towards Parker. He's outside range. He's got players running this side of the ground. Goes back towards Watucci. Oh, I don't think you can claim that.
No.
I reckon it was claimed by Johnson, the first part of it. Strong tackle laid now, and umpire said that's not going to come out of there. So a ball up going to take place this time about 40 out from goal.
In the first quarter, they found blokes inside 50 who then kicked the goal. They can't find them.
So ruck contest again. Hootsma up over the top, brings the ball to ground. Parker shoots the ball out the back. Riccardi now finds himself in some space. Just needs to pick the ball up.
Got a good
He's
shot.
got some options back inside. Desnoy one, Parker the other. But Desnoy reaches up, takes the mark just inside.
Do you leave it
The
for
50
Luke?
metre. Probably the better kick, I would think, from that distance. But Desnoy, not a bad kick himself.
Okay,
Got a
good.
bit of breeze behind him as well.
So an important kick of goal here for North Geelong. And he's, as I said, let's kick the ball around the 50 metre. And he's stepping in now, so we'll get a good indication. Kicks that goal. Got plenty of height. Well, umpire nearly sees that there. Oh, I think it was nearly taken out of the air contest. Kicked up, picked away by Bertucci it is. Umpire said, all clear. It is a goal. And that will be a relief for North Geelong. They now move to 7 goals, 8-1 to the Belmont Lions, and we have gone 7 minutes. P&R Foods, third quarter.
Well, I did ask the question, should he have left it? And the answer was definitely yes, because the distance was no problem for Luke Parker. But it doesn't matter because I think he didn't kick the goal, but the effort of Mitch Bibb there had Corey Elmer not run past and taken it off, he'd have got a third grab and taken the mark of the day, the Routley's mark of the day, if you ask me. And I could then sing out. But good football. They got a goal. They tell you what, they badly needed one. And they're just struggling to find options inside that 50 like they did in the first quarter. They've got to find options and they've got to kick 2 or 3 more goals.
Umpire has ball in hand now. Ball goes up. Neither ruckman made contact with the ball. Hooper tried to get the ball out. It's in the path of Hogan. He can't quite get it either. Desmond later tackled. Don't know if that player had the ball. Umpire says play on. Also involved there was Damien Fazio. Ball comes out. Wilson trying to parry the ball on. Then he sits on top of it. Oh, it was really well done by Fazio to get it out to Desnoy. Then running back with a flight. It was a good hand in on that occasion by Alma. Creates the inside 50. Bertucci just lets the ball bounce. Then it comes. Oh, it's beautifully picked up on that occasion. It might be Sheriff. Good defense. Oh, big fly. Anderson did well, though. Farrell did better. He's going to get the handball out back to Desnoy. He gets rid of Anderson, then kicks back inboard. It's going to work out for Belmont. Beasley through the middle of the ground. Kick's got to be good. It's not. Ball hits the deck now. Opportunity coming through. It was quick hands from McLean. Oh, no. And now in the middle of the ground, the umpire says, give it to me. No prior opportunity.
He's hurt him too.
Looks like Wilson it might be.
Couldn't get out of his way. I think he'd be all right.
And just again, the final bit of polish for North Geelong going inside forward 50. Keeps hurting them. They're on top around the ground at the moment. Davis gets the ball down in the center of the center circle. Now trying to get it was Wilson. Couldn't quite. Beasley lays a tackle on Seros. Umpire still letting them play. Now he says, give it to me. You'll have a stoppage.
It always intrigues me that if he hasn't got the ball, then it's holding the man. If he's in possession of the ball, then it's probably holding the ball. But they called play. That's fair enough. You keep the game going. But
Hooter and Davis. Once again, I don't think either of them have touched this. I don't know how you can pick a free kick out of it.
he's picked a lot, this young fella.
So Hooter's got it now. Just defensive side of centre. He goes back to the halfback flank with Slorak. He finds his teammate in Flaconi. So here's the ball. Just going to wait for an opportunity to arise. Got Slorak out wide. He's sold himself in a little bit of trouble. Gets around Seros and then goes down the line. Probably not a great kick. Needs to bring the ball to Granny. Oh, brilliant mark by McLean. He's about 65 metres out from Belmont's goal now. He looks up. Just goes as long and as far as he can. Farrell tracking back. Can't quite get the ball. Evans, handball around the corner. The snatch.
It's the post.
Wilson hits the post.
Oh.
Well rode from big Jed Evans. They kicked their second behind of the day and their first score of the third quarter. 8-2-50. 7-8-50. Are all square here. As the ball is going to be exited out the far side. Bibbs there as well. He tries to get a touch on it. How's the umpire going to see this?
The boundary wants to throw it in.
They might converse and have a chat.
Now, this is
They
what we
are
don't
going to
want.
have a chat.
The boundary believes it was touched. He wants to throw it in.
The Belmont players trying to talk him into it.
So we're on 10.5 minutes in this.
Throw it in. Good.
Throw it in,
third
boys.
quarter. It's all square here at St Albans Park. This third quarter is brought to you by P&R Foods. We've got the ball in hand now. Ball in centre wing. Ruckman jostle for front position, comes out. Wilson does really well, gets it on the boot. Oh, it was a good mark by Wiley. He's going to play on quickly, though. Kick to the goal square. Ball bounces, and a mark taken. It is. I think it is. The umpire's paid it.
Yep.
Brilliant contested mark. So now they'll have an opportunity if Belmont to take the lead back. That's Hootsma, who's been big in this game, Grub.
He's been very, very good all day, whether we're up forward or whether in the ruck.
We knew how important he would be to give them a 1-goal lead. Their first goal of the second half. Hootsma comes in now. Oh, Hootsma from 25 metres, not too much angle, makes the goal umpire work. He's kicked the goal. They've taken the lead back. 9-2-56 to 7-8-50. We have gone 12 minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Look, when you need to kick goals and you got it up your foreline, you struggle to kick them, you've just got a bit of time and when your way in. What you don't want is the opposition taking it down the other end and score one against you, especially if they can score one or two against you, you're in trouble. I watched that we will talk about before, Will McLean. I've never heard much about him. By crikey, he's taken a couple of pretty good marks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, got himself involved in the game pretty nicely. Tall, as I said, got a bit of height about him.
Yeah.
Well.
Good pair of hands.
Yeah, back in the middle once again. Evans doing the ruck work up against Davis. Davis maybe up over the top. Marnie, though, will emerge with that ball from the centre square. Kicks out wide.
What's going on here? The free kick in the middle there. This kid's picked another one out.
Not too sure what that was for.
Looks like he's played it down the ground because I don't think Marnie was involved.
No, he was a rover coming off the
Yeah.
contest. Ball quickly from that player goes in sort of McLean again up into the hands of Mitchell. Oh, whether you like that kick or not, it doesn't matter because it's landed right in the hands of Braden Eddy. And he can go back and look at his first goal this afternoon.
Yeah, but a bloke of his talent, bloke of anyone's talent, really, you can't let him wander into the forward line on their own. You've got to have someone go with him. and no one went with him. He was sitting on his own. It was a missed kick. It went straight down his throat. But
Right place, right time.
yeah, if someone follows him in, then it's a contest. That was no contest.
Braden Eddy now, opportunity here. Stretch that margin, just that extra goal. Comes in. Kick wasn't great off the boots. Left it well left of the goals.
Back to the
Minor
back pocket,
score.
son.
9-3 to the Belmont Lions. 7-8 to North Geelong. And 14 minutes gone. P&R Foods, third quarter.
Another player they'd love out there, Grub. He's been out since round 16. Is Michael Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
So Farrell's going to go out wide now. He's still got 70 metres from goal. The umpire's picked out another free kick. It's going the way. Oh, the ball wasn't returned on the full. Not sure if it was passed by his teammate or not. He was appealing for the 50-metre penalty, Beasley. He's got it now about 60 metres out from goal. It's going to go short chip kick. Finds Hootsma. So Hootsma has the ball. He's going back. I don't think he's got the distance from there. He's going to chip kick over the top. And Slorak is just taking the mark. He's just wandered down. Well, there is no one in the North Geelong half of the ground at the moment.
Well, even more. There's no one past the 50 up the square. Gee.
Just bizarre. So Slorak has rolled in there and he's going to have an opportunity to extend this margin to 13 points, 15 minutes through the third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods now.
He comes a second backman to have a shot in a minute.
Let's see if he can do better than Eddie. It's close and no to the near side. Everyone has missed to the near side there today. 9-4, 58 now. It's an 8-point margin to 7-8, 50. We have gone 15.5 minutes in this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods. And Farrell's going to go quickly. He's going to try and go out this side of the ground because the other side's not working. The club room side of the ground. Cooper Vaughan couldn't take the mark. Don't say that too often. Then trying to come through. That should be holding the ball. I don't think Gunther got a hand of that. Umpire lets them play and then says, give the ball to me. So we'll have a stoppage about 60 metres out from their goal.
They've done their homework a bit, Belmont. Cooper Vaughan hasn't taken a lot of marks today like he normally does.
Back up again now. Pass versus Evans. There's a bit of a size difference there. And Evans is going to win the free kick. So they're probably going to dominate when that's the matchup. Yeah, he got him around the neck.
Now he's taking the ladder off the ground.
So here's Eddie. He's going to send him inside the forward 50. Doesn't look like a great kick. It might be pinpoint perfect. Players are close to the boundary line. Stays in. Eddie might have gone in under it, get it again. He's going to get another free kick. A lot of whistle being blown here, Grub.
I just don't know what North can do here. Everybody's up the one end.
They're going to go short chip kick and find a target. Looks like Josh Wilson in the pocket. That's their third shot in a row. They've got to start making the most of their opportunities. They did early on. They kicked 3 behinds in a row, though.
I tell you what, if they hold it in there and kick a couple, that's good enough.
Yeah.
But you know what? And this is going to sound awfully stupid, but the only thing that can break this up is a goal. And bring it back to the centre and have everything even again. But unfortunately, it's a goal that North Geelong can't afford to lose.
Well, even if they do win the possession here, they've got no one to go to.
That's what I mean. It's going to break the whole thing up as a goal. But then they fall 2 goals behind.
So Josh Wilson, 45 in the boundary. In front of his interchange bench. It looks all right. Off the boot. It's 2 to the near side. So 9-5, 59 now. 9 points the margin to 7-8, 50. 17 minutes gone in this third quarter. Brought to you by P&R Foods.
The ball's been brought back in quickly. Now we've got a blood rule by the looks of it. Kuzma leaving the ground.
That'll help North a bit because he's playing pretty good footy.
Yeah. No sense running around at the moment, boys, because he can't start until the other players come on the ground.
He's got to get back onto that position.
Yeah, he didn't come on through the interchange gate again.
Did he?
No, he was going to go in, steal. He went on about 20 minutes down the other side, but umpire now let him on the ground, so play has recommenced. Smith up, mark,
that's
not
a free.
taken.
That's
ball.
a free.
Yep, umpires called that as well, Grub, so good call. So Smith with the ball. He's defensive side of the centre, goes in short. Jackson Jewell with the ball now. So Jewell's going to manage, go out wide, find Farrell. And again, this time maybe just forward of centre wing, the far side of the ground.
Here's where they've been falling down. They haven't been hitting targets inside 50.
They come back inside, and early tell. That was a great hand up there from Jewell, able to just drag it back in. There's no movement further down the field because Slorak's sitting in the hole. That's a good kick going into pass. Ball spoiled from behind. It comes out the back, ends up with Evans. Got the handball outside to Eddie. Eddie on the overlap. Goes long out wide. Mitchell running the wing. Takes the mark. And he's just on his attacking side now. A little chip up over the top into some space. And Eddie is moving himself down the ground, takes that mark, swings back on the left boot, wants to go and does, and goes long into their forward line to the pocket, coming across. And the mark is not taken out there as it kept in play. Now it's gone over the boundary line. So we will have a throw in on the far side. So all Belmont Lions in this quarter.
That wind looks to have gotten a little bit stronger as well.
It's hard
Judging
to
by
tell.
the flags.
It's hard to tell. You have a look at them in a minute and they drop again. It's hard to tell.
So ball thrown back in. Pash doing the ruck work against Evans down in the forward line. Goes towards Desnoy. Couldn't pick the ball up cleanly. Not too sure the Belmont player was. Maybe Eddie underneath the contest. Likely gets up. We'll know.
Would Belmont be happy with this scoreline, Grub?
Yeah. Oh, my word, they will. And the way
Going
they're
into
playing.
3/4 time, yeah.
And the way they're playing, they'll be very happy.
Well, again, ruck contest deep in the attack. Handball goes out towards the boundary line. From the boundary, they kick back towards the goals. It's going to be pushed towards the boundary line and forced through for a minor score to the Belmont Lions. So move them now to 9-6. And they lead North Geelong on 7-8. We have travelled almost 20 minutes in the P&R Foods third quarter.
So Austin McCarty runs his full measure and then goes out wide. They might get out this time. It got out the back to Orr, and then Evans in the middle of the ground. Can he have something to say about it? He does. Ball
That
ends
hurt.
up
Oh,
over to Groman, and then it's been turned over. So here you go, North Geelong through the middle of the ground. Parker, he takes a mark about 75 metres out from goal. Bit long for Luke Parker. He kicks as long and as far as he can. It's a one-on-one with Cooper Vaughan. Getting back to help out was Johnston. He's happy to see the ball over. Now, Grub, we adopt every other rule in the game except the deliberate rush behind. Don't really understand it. Up the ground. Now, Belmont are going to exit with... And they're going to find Marnie.
While you were away, they played it once.
Did they?
Yeah. I forget what game it was. West, I think.
Going at Johnston and Johnston out wide. So they're going to go use the full length of the ground here. Involved there's Groman. And then the Slorak, who's played a pretty good game so far.
Who was that? He didn't look well.
Or
Was it?
it's going to go back now. Just going to wait for the right opportunity to present itself.
What happened to him?
Back in
Running to
there.
Evans.
They're just playing kick to kick now. They've got a man up here, North Geelong. Back to Slorak on half-back flank. 9 points to margin. 21 minutes gone in this third quarter. Down the line. Beautiful kick. You want to be careful there, Saros. Got to get back now. This is like Groman. He goes over the top. Not a good kick, though. It's going to be turned over. Oh, Jackson Jewell has the ball now. He's going to kiss and kick inside. Well done, although it's going to end up with Elmo. He might send the ball inside the forward 50. The one-on-one pass is taken over Slorak.
Well, you
And then he's going to play on. He's going to do the hurdle, run in, and kick the goal.
Boy, they needed that.
3-point margin now. 9-6-60 to 8-9-57. We have gone 21 and a half minutes in this third quarter, brought to you by P&R Foods.
Well, I tell you what, they needed that. We reckon they needed to be 3 or 4 goals up, and they were a couple of goals down at this stage. So they really needed that. And good footy. And Cooper, young Pascal was a great bit of play. And that's exactly what they need.
It was a good mark in those circumstances.
But he had the peace of mind to realise his opponent couldn't get up. He's still beyond the mark, and so he played on. Or you go back and try and kick him, you never know what happens.
The ball now back in the middle. This time Davis down to Jewell. Jewell quickly into the boot, goes into the half-forward line. Penny comes across, gets hand on the ball. Cooper Vaughan through the contest, looks back at goal, goes long. Has it been touched?
No, it
I'm
hasn't.
not too sure.
No, it hasn't.
It's all clear. Cooper Vaughan. A good goal there. His second of the afternoon and the 9th for North Geelong. 9-9 North Geelong. Belmont Lions, 9 goals, 6 and 22 and a half minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
Noah Penny found himself in the position where he had to fly, and he was never, ever going to take that mark, but he needed a hand on it, and he got that hand, and that's why North Geelong got that goal. So, Noah Penny, give yourself a pat on the back, mate. It was really good stuff.
Pack your crackers and go for a
Yeah,
party.
yeah. I didn't know what I was going to say. I was thinking to myself,
Got tongue-tied like me, mate.
yeah, I think to myself, you name Grubby or Dale Smith? Pick us up, Grub.
Back in the middle now, on the ground for Belmont. It's it looks like it's Hoots. He may have changed jumper number though. The ball comes back in. Bounces up and under kick, still in the middle of the ground. Now Tom Swinnesson's going to wheel around the corner and kick in the path of Cooper Vaughan. It was well done on that occasion from Steele to nudge him under it. Although the ball's inside forward 50. They've got some momentum here. North Geelong. Parker gets wrapped up. We'll have a stoppage 50 metres out from the North Geelong goal. Is that right, Dale? Hootsma, I reckon, has changed from 40 to 25.
Yep. Looks like that, yeah.
Back in now. Pask kicks towards the boundary line, and we'll have a ball win about 30 metres out from the North Geelong goal.
I just hope they've followed protocol and gone to the umpires and changed the team sheet. Because that's what you have to do.
You have to do that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What if he gets reported? They won't know who he is.
So we're back in
Would
now.
you have to a quarter time break to do that?
Yeah, to the break, yeah.
Pask over the top. Parker from 35. Banana comes back. Habib takes the mark. He's taken the mark. No more than 10 metres out. Tough angle. And it was Mitch Habib who kicked that winning goal last year, wasn't it, in the final?
Yeah.
You know, he's had to kick big goals in finals.
Well, again, years ago, it was the toughest kick in footy. But he's got the chance to run out here. He's got 10 metres, and he should kick it.
The 3-point margin. Can he make it a 9-point margin?
terrible.
He's hit the belly of the ball.
And does what
And
AFL
it's a
players do.
minor score. So 4 points now. 9-6-60 to 9-10-64. We have gone 25 minutes in the PNR Foods third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, they're in a position now where I think they need the last couple at least in this last quarter because those flags
Yeah, they
now
do.
standing up right out the far side. But again, that change is fairly commonly ends during the quarter. Slorak with a kick in from the full-back position is going to go far side of the ground, and it's not a bad kick outside. Hootsma in front. Ball comes to ground, picked up, kicked back into the forward line. Nicely done. It's going to be picked up by Vaughan. Long handball back inside. Was intended for her Bibbs. Got an opportunity now.
This time.
Right boot looks up, kicks the goal.
This time.
Mitch Habib has got his fourth of the afternoon, and the 10th now for North Geelong. 10-10 North Geelong, 9-6 Belmont, and we have gone 25 minutes. PNR Foods third quarter.
Well, I thought he might have kicked the first one, but he definitely made amends and went bang that time and just pressure. The ball came out and they kept going pressure. And I tell you what, the Belmont players have been running from end to end to end to end. Are they just tiring a little bit towards the end of this quarter? I think they are.
With the rotation down as
Yeah.
well.
The pressure now on the bloke with the ball, I think they're tiring a little bit. I really do.
They probably need the 3-quarter time siren to come.
Well, they do, but North Geelong needed to go another 5 minutes
Yeah.
to give them a chance to kick another goal or two.
Well, they've now kicked 4 goals in the quarter, so
So Hootsmart now got the ball down, coming through.
Oh,
Fazio, that
is
might
that
be
a
a sling.
sling?
The umpires let it
Now,
go,
that could
though.
be a sling tackle.
Right in front of him. He
He's
had
landed on his head.
perfect view, and he said play on. So Fazio's back to his feet now, which
We've
is good
seen
to
some
see.
sling tackles this year that weren't quite like that. I think that's a sling if you're going to have to pay them.
So ball back on now. Hootsman gets the ball down, coming through. Marnie needs to have a big last quarter and a bit. Ends up with Chase Anderson on the outer side. That's a good kick going forward. Or might be a free kick. Umpire says play on. Luke Swinnessy didn't interfere. And now we'll have a stoppage 65 metres out from the Belmont goal. Ruckman, Hootsman just late to the contest. Might have had a rip jumper or something. That's why he's changed.
All blood.
Yeah, all blood. So he's come through. Now an opportunity. Marnie inside the forward 50. Can they take a mark here? Oh, 3 blue. Opportunity for Beasley at ground level. He kicks forward. Didn't get the purchase he wanted on the kick. Also, there's Wilson. And then down the line for Boston Ricciardi. Tries to escape trouble. Oh, ends up over the back. Cooper Vaughan. He was well held by Steele. Pass coming through. Ran into Vaughan. Opportunity around the corner for Bertucci. They've got Johnston back there if he can gather it. And also Sheriff. He goes out wide, just kicks to the boundary for safety, and that's going to end up over the fence. So at least they'll have some time to get back. Cooper Vaughan will take the free kick on the outer side of the ground.
So you had to beat 2 players there, Mitch. Again, you got to structure up.
So from centre wing, in between centre wing and
I don't know whether he's moving
the
gracefully.
half forward flank. Cooper Vaughan has ball in hand. Won't be long to go. 28 minutes gone. And you think, as the siren goes. So 10 points the margin it is. 9-6-60 Belmont to 10-10-70 North Geelong. Belmont will have the win in the last quarter. And that quarter went for 28 minutes, thanks to PNR Foods.
Goal kickers to this stage, Mitchell, Hootsma and Ben Evans all with 2 each. 1 to Anderson and Jack Evans. And for the North Geelong side, 4 to Bitcher Bibb, 2 to Cooper Vaughan, 1 to Smith, Swinnison, Pask, and Bertucci. We're going to take a short break. Final quarter action and the end of someone in about 30 minutes' time for the 2026 season. You're listening 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Yes, welcome back. A late flurry from North Geelong in that quarter has given them a little bit of a margin to play with, but I don't know whether it'll be anywhere near great enough. As I said, Belmont Lions attacked fairly heavily in that first part of the quarter, but couldn't put the score on the board like they did. Their kicking went a little bit of a stray, but they're well within reach in this game.
Well, they are. And what worries me the most from North Geelong, and you picked it up about 4 minutes ago, well, it's getting worse. Those flags are absolutely flying down that end now. So, the breeze will be a factor, but you've just got to forget about that. The thing is, you can't go into your forward line and kick long and kick for goal if you haven't got the footy. So North Geelong have got to make sure they get the footy. Why is it? And it happens all the time. You've got the wind, and all of a sudden you start getting the centre clearances. The wind doesn't affect the centre clearance. You've got to get it. So is it mind over matter? I don't know. But what North Geelong have got to do is put their mind over matter and make sure that they get the clearances and then hold it up like Belmont did for the first 20 minutes of that quarter and maybe snag a couple of these. That's the way they can win. Belmont, on the other hand, if they use it properly, in the end, that quarter, in the middle of the quarter, when they did get it down forward, they were doing a little bit like Werribee yesterday. They were kicking to 2 defenders on one, and they weren't going in well enough. They went in well enough in the first quarter, but they just didn't go inside 50 as well as they did in the first quarter. And that's why they're running that margin up. And, had they gone in a bit better, they needed that extra 2 or 3 goals to defend something. They can't defend now. They've got to try and get the clearance and get it down there and kick a couple against it and then maybe have to defend. But if you try and defend this lead from here, you will get beat. So they've got to really make the play, North. I think they've got the players to do it. The rest come at a time now for Belmont because I honestly thought the work that they did in that quarter, they tired. But years ago when we got tired, we were tired. We were tired for the rest of the day. These blokes train differently. They get tired, they get a rest and a break, and they're back to full strength again. So I expect Belmont to give it a real shot. But again, as I say, North have got to defend. When it gets down there, they've got to defend and make sure they don't leave these blokes on their own and make sure that the opposition backmen don't have 4 shots for goal.
Yeah.
You can't afford to do that. Like if you're doing a good job and you're beating your forwards, you don't want backmen coming down and
They were
kicking
losing
goals.
their structure a little bit, weren't they? When they
Yeah,
had all
yeah.
their players basically inside the defensive 50, there wasn't another player further than that.
Well, how dangerous is a bloke like who can mark a ball like Slorak when he goes down forward? How dangerous is that? And he did take a couple down there.
And there's no risk for him to go forward because they're not going to get these players down there as well.
The only reprieve you get is those 3 or 4 shots for goal because they're backmen. They missed. If they had to kick them, the game's over.
If you were Slorak's opponent, would you just stand in the middle of the ground and let him go inside? Because then if you win the ball, you've got 50 metres on anyone else.
Yeah, but if he runs down there unopposed, he's going to mark everything. No, well, what happens then is somebody else in defence has got to go and pick him up. But the problem is, when normal-sized blokes run down there, anyone can come and pick him up. But when a bloke like Slorak goes down there, one of the talls has got to pick him up or he'll outmark you anyway. So very intriguing. Like North can hold on, but geez, they've got to do everything right from here.
Yeah, they've got to play a really good quarter of football. Attack and maybe get themselves 3 or 4 goals up and then maybe look at just slowing the game down a bit. But at the start of this last quarter, I think they need to go for it. They need to get all guns blazing and get themselves a bit of a lead.
What are you, a parrot?
Mate, yes, absolutely.
That's what I said.
That's what I said too.
What do you say, Arch?
Yep.
No, I reckon they park the bus and
Yeah,
try and play 30 minutes of defensive football.
You complete goose.
It's not too far away now. As I said, most spectators have left the ground. Umpires just surveying, and a couple of them kid across the other side, but that's about it.
They have had 5 more shots now.
They lost a little bit of their accuracy that quarter, Belmont. They were 8-1 at one stage.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, it's about to start here, final quarter.
Hang on, a couple of those flags have drooped, Smithy.
Yeah, no, as I said, ball thrown up in the middle of the ground. Hoochbar up over the top, brings ball to ground. Evans had it, or didn't quite have it. Smith goes in and clears the ball, kicks the ball into their half-forward line. Parker out in the lead. He's going to take that mark. I'm not too sure it was a lead or just fell into position for him. Quick kick in towards a bib. Makes the sport.
He's marked that.
Well, he's called for it, actually. He's been able to pay that. So Mr. Bibby's outside 50. The next kick's got to be very, very important. Goes into their forward line. Bertucci's out there by himself. Got back on his left boot now. Puts the ball back to where it's going to be dangerous. Slorak back there. There's the man. He's good pair of hands, and he's taken the mark defensively. Been good all day. His little short kick goes out and finds Marnie. Still inside defensive 50. On the far side of the ground. Going to go out towards centre wing now. A little bit more ground gained. Longer kick outside. McLean had hands on the ball. Brings the ball to ground. Roman through the middle. He was lost possession of the ball and lays a pretty strong tackle. Umpire will ask for it back there. So in front of the scoreboard at St Albans here, pretty much. Davis getting himself there. Hoochmar also just managing to get himself across there now. Both ruckman up at the contest. Again, Hoochmar up over the top down towards Groman. I think it is once again. But again, he's been held as soon as he's picked up the ball. Umpire again in possession of it. Another ball up out there. Again, it's Hoochmar. There's a free kick being given. Which way is it going?
Belmont.
Probably pointed the other way there for a start. So, and it's going to go to Eddie, it lives right there. Not too sure. Didn't want to see what it was for. No.
Besley's deep forward as well, lads, on Slorak.
Right, the ball now goes long into their forward line. McLean comes up at the ball and takes the mark. He's just attacking side of centre wing on the far side of the ground. He goes long into their forward line.
Something's happened here.
Been reversed.
Yeah. What happened there?
Oh, I don't know.
We're all looking where the ball was going.
I'm missing a lot of things here.
Yeah, well, it can't be down the ground because it was the other way. So there must have been an infringement there somewhere.
So it's going to go into Sammy Reynolds. And he's got the ball now, defensive side of centre wing, not the attacking side. He goes short into the middle of the ground. Kick had to be good, and mark has been taken out there. Swenison got the chance to play on now. Little chip into their forward line. Kick had to be good and wasn't because the mark has been taken out there. I reckon that might be Farchione, and he's going to play on now. Go on the left boot, goes long. His kicking's been good most of the day outside in front of McLean. Ball comes to ground. Now working hard as Gunther got the handball outside, went back, and now through McLean, he goes long into their forward line. Benny O'Brien out in front, didn't pick the ball up. Evans did, got the handball back inside, went to Mitchell. He's tackled, brought to ground, got the handball away. Pretty close to it. Going through the contest was Anderson. He was also tackled, brought to ground. So good defensive work there. North Geelong have been able to hold up. We've ticked over 3 minutes in this final quarter. It is North Geelong 10-10, 79-6, 60 to the Belmont Lions.
Here we go. 10 points in it. Ball up 20 metres out from the Belmont goal. Can they have the first blood of the last quarter? Umpire has picked out a free kick for arms around. It's going to Belmont. It's going to Ben Evans. Probably one of the most reliable kicks, don't you reckon, Grub?
Yeah, you don't miss these normally.
He's 25 metres out. Was it a ruck infringement? It might have been. I think it was. Tommy Davis knew. Anyway, comes in now. Kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat. And there is 4 points in it here at St Albans Park. We have gone 4 minutes in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance.
They negotiated the first three minutes and 58 pretty well. I didn't see the free kick, but they're going to struggle on their hands now. And as we said, they cannot sit back. They have to score because Belmont are going to score again. And I tell you what, as I said to you before, I'm a bit disappointed. We thought we might have Tommy King come in here today and have a bit of a chat. Instead, he's sitting on his fat bum watching us on the big screen with the live stream. So, Tommy, good on you, son.
So, and that wind has picked up again, Grubby.
Look, as I said, they've got a big job, but it's not beyond a good side. They're the reigning premiers. They've showed us they can play footy. It's not beyond them, but it is a monumental task.
They're still 4 points up, but it's nearly over to you, North Geelong, because they do have an extra rotation. Then Belmont, ball back in the middle now, coming out. Brock Barney, can he gather the ball? He can't quite right on his hammer. Is Fazio. Ball comes out wide. Trying to gather it is Evans in there as well. Now the play was taken without the ball. Umpire hasn't seen it. He's called play on. Just near the centre of the ground. We'll have another ball up.
That's their first job. Stop the clearance or get the clearance themselves. They've got to stop Belmont getting these clearances now.
Here we go. Hootema up again now. Tries to get it in the path of his teammate. Coming the other way with Beecroft. He kicks down the line. Coney takes a good mark. He's been big in this last half. Kicks down the line, trying to find a teammate. Beecroft did well over the top now. Might be Luke Swenson. He appeals for the high free kick. The umpire's not going to pay it. So we'll have a stoppage in between true centre wing and half forward.
Long way for me, but it did look like it was a bit head high.
I reckon so too.
Yeah.
Up again now, Hootsma wins his own tap and then kicks down the line. The two
That's
number threes go at it.
That's definitely
Zach Swennison's given it away. They might take the advantage. They do. Handball over the top. Snap around the corner. Is it through? It is. Belmont are up. Looks like Josh Wilson's kicked the goal.
Brad Mitchell.
Well, it's Mitchell. We have gone 6 minutes in this last quarter. And Belmont have taken the lead, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Geez, I tell you what, they call it advantage. Well, by crikey, that was an advantage that time because if you watch, after the goal's gone through, there's 2 or 3 North Geelong players standing there with their hands in the air saying, where's the help? Because the advantage got the ball in too quick and there just wasn't enough numbers for them to stop Belmont kicking a beautiful goal.
And now it will be hard work for them because they've got to get themselves going again here. North Geelong, clearance from the middle will be handy. Ball up, ruck contest. This time Davis knocks it forward, going after the balls. Eddie on his hammer there, and it was tapped out wide. Petrucci's again kept the ball going into their half forward line. Tries to go after it, but they keep working the ball forward. Parker picks the ball up, got the handball away. Unfortunately, went towards Belmont. Belmont now trying to run the ball out, but again, picked up. Teros goes back into the...
That's a mark!
Yes, it was. Rory Desnoy has taken the mark. About 15 out from goal. And he can go back and put North Geelong back in front.
Well, it's actually got me beat while he's down there as one of the premier on-ballers in the competition. And when I saw him go down there, I thought, well, I know how good a player he is, but he's not a natural forward. And it may be a mistake, especially when Slorak can run off him. But Look, again, for the 1500th time this year, the old grubby boy, he's wrong because Desno has taken a wonderful forwards mark.
So 20 metres out, almost directly in front, kicks that goal. Umpire looks up and
He's kicked
says
it like a forward too.
straight through the middle, and North Geelong regain the lead. They're 11 goals, 10, 11-6 to the Belmont Lions, and we have gone 7.5 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
And Smithy, and you said it, the hardest thing when you're only a couple of goals up against the wind, that you stay there. The hardest thing is when the other side hit the front. That's when the doubts creep in. They hit the front and think, what are we going to do now? Well, they didn't worry about the doubts. They didn't worry about what they were going to do now. They went down and they got themselves back in front. But unfortunately for them, I think they have to kick another one now.
Back in the middle now. Davis wins this tap. Nearly ended up with Wiley, although Fazio runs away with it, puts him inside the forward 50. Parker's down there. Can't quite take the mark. He was worried. It might be holding the ball or high. Umpire says high contact, free
Yeah,
kick.
he got him high. He was on the way down, I think, but he got him high. And I tell you what, these last few clearances, Fazio's been magnificent. He hasn't done a stack of work all day. He's been all right, but his last 5 minutes has been great.
It's going to be Noah Penny. He played a majority of the year last year. Ended up missing out in their finals campaign.
Well, this ain't an easy kick. I can promise
He's
you
one
that.
that definitely wants to make sure their
Someone needs to slip into the
campaign
hole.
continues. It's a massive kick in the context of this match. They get a 10-point margin. Noah Penny from 45 metres out. Doesn't look great off the boot. It's going to go right to the goal one. Oh, Parker nearly took an uncontested chest mark. Pass down there as well. Snap around the corner. It's behind. Just a minus score. 11-6, 72 to 11-11, 77. We've gone 10 minutes in this last quarter. Brought to you by Morris Finance.
I think Lukey should have marked that in the finish.
Yeah.
I think he was surprised that
Fell
it
into
come
his
there.
lap. So the ball now, Barcione brings the ball out, club room side of the ground. Davis is out there. Hoosma also, but clears both those players. Ball now back at ground level. Working hard was Evans, got the handball out. Teammate put under pressure, but North Geelong now working extra hard in their forward line to keep the ball in. That's what they've been able to achieve.
Well, we reckon Belmont did that in the third quarter and fought hard, and North Geelong are doing exactly the same.
Look at the flags as well, gentlemen.
They both sides know what happens tomorrow if you lose the game of football. Ball now thrown up and again. This time Evans backs the ball down. It goes back to where the contest first started. Evans again, head over the contest, picked up by Davis, tried to work his way out of there, but he couldn't do so. Picked up, quick kick forward, goes back towards centre wing. There's a free kick.
Yeah, I reckon it was there too. I thought I saw it.
Free kick is going to go. I reckon this might be Gunter that's got the ball here. Free kick going to Belmont.
Yeah, they let the ball sit there so they can go and pick up a few players. Good thinking. Good
ball
thinking.
Now kicks out wide. Player by himself.
He's still one on his own.
Barcione's out there by himself. He's a good left foot kick. Goes into their forward line just short of Mitchell. Shrugs a tackle. Got the handball out of the top. Nice work out there from Riccardi. Able to get his hand in on the contest. Sees the ball over the boundary line. Throw in. North Geelong time now to set up once again. Belmont doing nicely also.
Well, they've resisted the task of doing what Belmont did and putting everybody up there, haven't they?
That's it. Ball now thrown back in again. Out the back, Davis brings the ball to ground. I think went to the hands of Beecroft. He was tackled and brought to ground also. So I hand that ball back to the umpire. Inside their forward 50 still. It's thrown up. This time ball from that contest goes back towards, or went back underneath the contest. Picked up there by Zach Swinnerton. Out he emerges and kicks.
No, there was
a whistle.
There's a whistle behind play.
It's going the way of North Geelong.
Yeah, so no advantage. And it'll go back. Didn't see the free kick myself.
No, didn't tell you what it was for. Just haven't missed a lot of them today out there.
Well, I think when they kick it, you look where the ball's going and probably miss the... Archie, you're not much good at commentating. Just sit there and watch what happens behind me and tell us what's happening.
That's your job.
No, I'm watching the footy. I come to watch the footy. I don't come to do a proper job. Otherwise, I'll be with Tommy and Jason up in the GFL.
Ball down, kicked out long. Get towards a bib. Good hands. Takes a mark outside 50. Options. Swinnerton leading for him, but he's ignored that so far. He wants to go straight down the line, I think, here. Now he's seen a better option. He goes back in the middle of the ground. Kick wasn't great.
Oh, he made it good, Jewel.
Made the ground. Little short kick going across the ground towards Smith. Can't trap it. Tapped it forward.
Oh,
Picked up by
no.
Evans though. Read that nicely. Goes long back towards Hootsbar. Smith going back.
There's a whistle. There's a whistle early. You can give it back, Benny, because it ain't yours, mate.
Yeah, I'm afraid I didn't actually see that one.
North Geelong interchange bench are ropeable.
Well, I'll tell you why, because I don't know if that's a free kick or not, but there was a couple up the other end pretty much the same that they let go with the holding. So I think you're just a little bit worried about the consistency.
So Hootsmar 30 metres out directly in front of goal. Kicks at goal. He's missed. Offline through for a minor score. So 11-7 now. Belmont Lions 11-11. North Geelong and 12.5. Almost 30 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Last 15 minutes for one of these clubs this year. Sammy Reynolds to kick in from fullback now. Goes off a good kick as well. Orr's dropped the mark though. He should have taken it. And he's had another fumble. Beasley comes at him. He's done really well with the pressure.
Ball's gone out of bounds.
Oh, and then he's thrown. It might be a free kick now. How's the umpire going to read this? He has. He's paid the free kick.
The free kick. We spoke about
It's going the other way.
Oh, no.
What?
But he threw on the ground, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I have to see a replay of that. Beasley goes inside the forward 50, and it's a mark taken by McLean. So McLean's going to have a shot to take the lead back.
You know what? I'm going to make a big statement here. I reckon he's paid a free kick for staging.
He might have.
Can you do that?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he threw him to the ground.
Has. Yeah, he did.
Threw him to the ground. So how does he get the free? Maybe he staged it and the umpire's pay. Is that a rule?
I've got no idea.
Either.
If anyone knows, please let us know.
Is that a rule?
I know you can be fined for him.
McLean comes in to take the lead back from Belmont. It looks all right. I tell you what, he's kicked the goal. Belmont are in front by 2 points. We've got 15 minutes in the last quarter. It's 12-7, 79 to 11-11, 77. We have gone 15 minutes this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Well, they say you need a bit of luck in football, and I think in the last couple of minutes, the luck's just gone Belmont's way. But now that's going to make North Geelong fight even harder. Now they've got to get it back and kick another goal against the Breeze. They've done it once, so I can't see why they can't do it again. Did you see that on the replay, Tyler? No?
Was it a staging free kick? We're not sure.
Can you? I don't know if that's a rule.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Wouldn't have a clue.
Can't think of anything else.
No, back in the middle we go once again. This time passed in there. Hootsmar takes the ball out of the ruck contest. Half forward line. Mitchell comes out, tackled immediately by Swinnerson. And with no prior opportunity there, umpire will ask for it back. Ball hasn't moved too far from that centre circle. Big Evans now comes in and takes over. Hootsmar pushing forward. Evans hands out. Ball goes towards Eddie. Gets a handball out the door, back door. Handball over the top. Ends up with Teros there. Kicks the ball into their forward line. Mark required down there. Oh, now how do you pay that? Not too sure.
He's going to pay man in front. And that's what we're always taught as kids. Pay the man in front.
So Sheriff, it may have been the man in front. Kicks out wide. Mark taken out there. Wiley it is taking the mark inside their defensive 50 still. But they have got possession of the ball. Goes back across the ground. Might be dangerous, but the kick's okay. So Mark taken, possession held. Slorick led across, opened up the space behind him. So that's a good kick. The ball goes into the middle. Hogan now with the ball. Got a runner outside. Barchione again. Used it well outside. Mark taken out there. Slorick it is. Chips the ball back inside. Again, Barchione. We'll muck around with it too long. Longer kick, better option. That's a great kick out in front of Mitchell, and he comes up and takes a mark inside the centre square.
He knew when to lead too, didn't he?
Yep. He goes long now. Out there for Evans. There would be going back into there.
Oh, he
Ball
got
gets
another
out
one,
the back.
Smithy.
Big
Accidental.
opportunity here for Beasley. Beasley tries to keep the ball alive into the hands of O'Brien. Handballs over the top. Goes towards Orr. Has to pick the ball up. Did so. Got the handball over the top once again. Goes outside 50. Is it still in the field of play? Not anymore. I don't think so. Umpire indicates it's gone out of bounds. Throw-in will take place. So 16.5, almost 70 minutes gone in this final Morris Finance final quarter.
They tried to bump Big Evans, and it'd be like bumping a brick outhouse. He just bounced off it. He's just big and strong.
Grub, is it time to get Desno back in the middle? As the ball is back in now. It's going to kick forward from Wilson. He was tackled as he kicked it. Is it going to land inside? the field of play, the inside 50. No, it's not. So it's going to be last possession free kick.
I'll tell you what, Arch, if they don't put him back in the middle, it tells me that
He's injured.
he's struggling
Yeah,
with a leg injury
he
of
must
some
be.
sort.
So Bertucci takes the mark now, just in front of his coaches and Keegan Carr, Peter Ricciardi. They're directing him where to kick.
Hasn't been put down to compete with.
He's going to go down the line now.
Hasn't been then put down.
Evans is there. He should take the mark. It could be front on contact.
Maybe.
Umpire says no. Now the ball hits the deck. And the umpire says, give it to me. So have a stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position. Close enough to centre wing.
Tell you what, they have done well. The big fella hasn't had a lot of game time, Big Evans, and he's going to run the game out here.
Evans now gets the ball down. Big in that wrong contest. Umpire says this wasn't holding the ball. They're all appealing for it. Jewel wins a clearance anyway. Slyak runs at the ball. Big fist now. Almost there. Can he gather it? He does, trying to get it to Penny. Penny over the top now. Still running it out. Wilson also involved. There was Dyster and then a big kick from Slorak down the line. Swacko in Belmont's inside 50. Nearly does. Luke Sonnerson does really well. Fakes one out. Fakes two. Handball over the top now. Sammy Reynolds has it on the far side of the ground. He's going to kick to the boundary roads wing. Boston Ricciardi's out there, but the ball beats all comers. Otherwise, Boston would have been up and going. Facconi's going to get the ball now. He's got more space than the first Astronauts. He takes a bounce, sends it inside the forward 50. They got numbers here, Belmont. The mark was dropped by McLean. Running back now also there is Mitchell. Can he gather the ball? Mitchell's kick three. Handball back inboard, trying to find Beasley. Beasley tackled as he kicked it. And there's a mark taken by Beecroft. He's going to go down the line and find Smith. So 19 minutes gone in this last quarter. There's still plenty of time. Smith gives the overlap handball now down the line. It might be down the ground. Umpire has said play on.
It's the first time he hasn't played that all day.
Bertucci just in front of us in the broadcast position, in between half back and centre wing. He goes down the line to true centre wing, and a good mark taken by Sheriff. Sheriff chip kick back inside to Evans. Evans lowers the eyes. Good kick. He finds his teammate Brock Marnie. Brock Marnie, they can open the switch here. Great kick on the far side. This is Mitchell.
How's he had so much space this place?
He's done it 2 or 3 times. He just leads at the right time.
Junior down the line. Opportunity for McLean. Yes, he takes the mark. Kicked it into the space. And Will McLean kicked the last goal to put him back in front. And takes the mark.
Will he go?
So he's going to have an opportunity now.
Don't tell me they're going to start on me again today.
He's going to have an opportunity to extend their lead to 8 points. 20 minutes gone in this last quarter. For a very similar position last time. Hugged up against the boundary, 25 metres out. Looks like he's hung it out a bit. Needs it to come back. It's just a minor score. So 12-8, 80 now. It's 3-point margin to 11-11-77. We have gone 21 minutes this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Well, the only thing he did do right is he took his 25, 30 seconds.
The ball now brought back in, goes outside, and the mark has been taken by O'Brien. Outside 50, Desnoy has pushed himself up into the contest here. Chip up over the top, goes towards Penny. Trapped the ball, needs to get the handball over the top. Did so to Bertucci. Running player inside, Jewel. Jewel gets boot the ball. It's going to work okay. Born in front. Read that nicely. Got the handball back outside. Bertucci again goes into their forward line. Mark required and was taken. And I can't see who that is. Might be Terros. He goes on, plays on now. Long. Plenty of height there. Someone's got to fly. Good spoil there. Back there, I think it was Wiley, deep in defence, picked up out there by Eddie. Looks, goes one way. Oh, it is incorrect disposal there, and the free kick.
That was terrific.
He's going to win the possession. Now he's on the 50-metre line, I reckon. So I reckon going back into that breeze might just test him the distance here.
It'll test him in the last quarter of the game.
Not too many tools back in the goal square either, so we're going to look for a shorter option.
Haven't had a lot of tools down there all day, have
No.
they? You know, what would they would give for a Blake Miller standing in the goal square right now? You know?
Hoosmart is on the goal line, so if he doesn't make the distance, those two big blokes are back there.
Slorak's back there too.
So Mitchabib steps into the plate, kicks long, goes long. It's going to land in the square. Hoosmart comes out. Ball is pushed back towards the front of the goal square, picked up. That was nice work out there by Evans. Got the handball away to Pacione once again, goes out wide, or comes up at the ball, meets it, takes the mark, goes on with it now. Back into a bib, and again, he's outside range once again, goes short to Parker. He's not. He's in range, but a dangerous pocket to kick from.
Yeah,
Haven't seen much success from out there today.
Everyone's missed to the near side.
How long have they been playing finals at St Albans?
Years.
And we haven't seen success from that pocket for a lot of years.
No.
It's a terrible pocket to kick from. But I tell you, if anyone can, this bloke he's a good kick.
So Luke Parker steps up, kicks that goal. It's going close, but it's just offline.
It always fades.
Just offline, and a minor score 11-12 now to North Geelong, 12-8 Belmont, and 22 and a half minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Slorak, and one of the better players on the ground today. He's going to chip kick to the pocket. He does. He finds his teammate. It's like Johnston out there.
He always does, doesn't he? He always kicks it to a bloke that's got no pressure on him.
And then goes back inboard to Evans. It's his Jack. Oh, it was a play running through the protected area. No,
that's
nearly.
50.
Now he was nearly run down. Great composure, though, to kick wide to Deister.
Is that 50?
Thought it nearly was. Umpire did call play on, though. Now Slorak's worked really hard to get another possession. He's in between centre wing or half back and centre wing, and then hits the kick beautifully to find Marnie. Marnie inboard now. It's the important kick, and he does find his teammate in Beasley. Beasley now runs the arc, kicks the half forward. Sammy Reynolds is going to sit under it. McLean's there, out the back.
They both
Big Evans. Can he get back there? It's a foot race back. Also there is Mitchell, and there's a free kick. Oh, it's going to Luke Sweaterson. What a time. Desnoy now, he's got the ball on the half-back flank. There's 24 minutes gone. Time is a factor now. Now Charlie Smith has the ball.
Charlie.
Slorak's going to come back up to Jackson. Julie beats two. Handball over the top. Brooke Marnie did really well, but Desloy came back the other way. Tommy Davis is out holding the ball. The umpire, on.
Umpire was
They're out. They're going in ham at the moment. It was beautifully done on that occasion by Anderson. He runs to 50. Kicks to the top of that square. Evans.
Oh,
What a
is that
time.
Benny O'Brien?
Ben O'Brien.
What a mark.
He's hobbling after it, but he's got to get up and go because they've got to go down the other end and kick a goal. It's 2 points the margin. Charlie now goes on the far side and he's got some space in front of him. He runs down the line, kicks to Parker. He does take the mark. A true centre wing now. He goes in the path of Alma. Can he take it? It's a good contest out wide. Boston Ricciardi is there as well. He handballs over the top. Trying to come back the other way is Wilson, but Parker just throws it on the boot and it's going to work out. It's Seros who has it. They're going to play on. Opportunity inside forward 50 for North Geelong. How's the umpire going to see this? Play on. Cooper Bourne. Come the time. Couldn't quite. Umpire still letting him go. Now it's Johnson. He's going to kick out wide and they've got numbers here, Belmont. Opportunity for Marnie.
North Geelong must man up from here.
Marnie is going to take the game on and go in the middle of the ground. A dangerous kick. He's turned it over. All's been big in this last quarter. He's going to go up the ground to Davis. Davis in the centre circle, basically. Now Desloy's got some space. He's not going to take it on. He's going to chip, kick back. It's not a good one, though. The ball got away from Johnston. Now they've got to try and defend gallantly here. Pushed over the back. Umpire says play on. Alma there inside North Geelong's forward 50. They found a free kick, and it's gone to Belmont. 12-8-80 to 11-12-78. We've gone 26 minutes in this last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
So the ball now from the back pocket. Pacione plays on, goes out wide. Long towards centre wing. Spoil from Mitchell from behind. Davis there arrives. Didn't pick the ball up, tapped it forward. They've kept it alive. They're going back inside now. Or long kick. Mark required out there. Mark not taken. Comes to ground, leading the race with the ball. Belmont, they clear once again, go outside 50. They've done that pretty nicely. Orr's there again, needs to keep it in play. Can he do so? No, he can't. Been forced over, I would think. And
ball up.
Umpire said, let's throw it back in.
They're giving it, they're all the Magpies.
They
This
haven't
is going to
got
be
much
enough,
time.
though. Are they going to run out of time here?
So far side of the ground, we said, in between the scoreboard and their half forward. So centre wing and half forward line, North Geelong, an opportunity there at get this ball. The siren has sounded, and the Belmont Lions will progress through next week. North Geelong have seen the final stages of their season Unfortunately, they put everything into it in that last quarter,
They
but
did.
come up short. And for the day, the goal kickers in the Belmont Lions 12-8 to 11-12 win is Mitchell with 3, Evans with 3, 2 each to McLean and Hootsmar, 1 to Evans. That was Jack Evans and also Chase Anderson. North Geelong, their 4th, Mitchell Bibb, 2 to Cooper Vaughan, 1 to Desnoy, Smith, Swinnison, Pask, and Batucci. Take a short break. We'll gather our thoughts here. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Local sporting clubs are at the heart of communities like ours here in Geelong. That's why I love what Geelong Cats official asset finance partner Morris is doing with the Morris Community Cashback Program. When you settle a loan with Morris and nominate a local sporting club, Morris gives $500 directly back to that club. That funding can help local clubs invest in equipment, facility upgrades, club improvements and junior development programs that benefit the entire community. So if you're thinking about financing your next car, truck, trailer or even a boat or caravan, you'll be supporting your local sporting club at the same time. Because when local businesses support local communities, everybody wins. So this week, let's back the Cats and back our community with Morris Community Cashback.
Very good contest out here this afternoon, and Belmont Lions have just been able to do enough to get themselves over the line and to progress to next week, where they'll take on, who do they take on next week? They'll take on Werribee, that's correct, yes, Werribee Central, so that we're looking forward to that. As I said, 12-8, so the early game, I suppose, they kicked 8 goals, 1 up until half-time, has been able to keep them in the contest and did enough to get them home this afternoon, Grub. So a good game of football. Unfortunately, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser.
Well, these are the games of footy that you love to come and see. You know, both sides giving it all. They you know, the discipline was good. North Geelong, they threw everything at Belmont. They didn't die wondering. They give it their best and they just fell a couple of points short. And I think we got it right when we said at 3/4 time. They just didn't have enough of a lead. You know, look, there was a couple of goals from free kicks down there to Belmont that, you know, they're there. Sometimes you get paid, sometimes you don't. And if they go the other way, you know, you win the game. But they were there, they were paid. And I just think North, look, they were just, I don't know, some of their players may be underdone. I thought even Belmont, I thought towards the end of the 3rd quarter, they were a bit tired, but that break, it's given them the go. And what is it, 4 points, is it? It's,
2 points, I think.
2 points. You just, I don't know. You just hate to see sides get beaten in the final by 2 points, but that's the nature of the game. That's what happens. And you know, as much as North Geelong will be very, very, very disappointed in it, you know, Belmont they live to see another day, and it'll be a great, great game next Saturday because Werribee's form yesterday wasn't too good. So, you know, again, the Winch East game is really surprising me because, you know, you said they wouldn't make the finals. You know, early in the year, you said
I said to Scab I wouldn't pick North Geelong for that reason. But
well, you said they were gone. Earlier in the year, you said Winch couldn't make the finals. So, you know, all the sides you said couldn't make the finals are probably going to play off grand final day by the looks of it. But, you know, you have to feel from, I don't know, there was a couple little things in that last quarter on the half forward flank for North Geelong that they had the ball. A couple of handballs went nowhere and the ball comes straight back. You know, they hit a target. Away you go, you hit the front, and then Belmont have to make you running again. But all in all, I really enjoyed the game. All the best to everybody that played out there today because they gave a red-hot go. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till next year to see the North Geelong Magpies again.
Yes, a bit of a shame, as I said. They had a couple of pretty positive inclusions to come back in the next week if they were able to progress, but that doesn't matter anymore. But Belmont Lions will also, I'm not too sure, Benny McPherson, we still don't know what his thing is.
I'm pretty sure it's long term.
And obviously, Allett today didn't last too long, and he's come back senior game this afternoon. So he'll be another one that will be missed next week, you would think.
Well, like Werribee yesterday, they played a rotation down all day nearly.
Yep. Blake Taylor.
And that is hard to do. So, you know, you've got to give him a bit of credit for a lot of credit for that. But
now there could be an opportunity for someone to come up. You were talking about Sammy before, weren't you? Grubby potentially coming up from the reserves.
No, I said I'd like to see him there, but I don't think Sam Jones will play. You know, if Sam Jones plays, then I think the big Evans down forward won't.
Yeah.
And you can't do that at this stage because He's been there, he's done that, and I just can't see another position for him. But, I'd love to see him play. But, he'll play all right, Sam. Unfortunately, it might be in the early game at 12 o'clock. But as I say, I'm not sure whether he trains and that fly in, fly out. Great player. Belmont probably need a player like that because Werribee defence, as we've noticed, they really struggle to stop tall forwards.
Do you bring in a like for a like, though? Dave Allen, I know he's a smarter footballer. He's not really quick, but he's a smaller forward. They've got the talls down there with the Evans going into the ruck, allows Hoochman to drift forward, and he becomes a pretty good option to go down there as well.
Oh, yeah, my word, he does. But the only thing is, the big fella Evans can't stay on the ground for too long because he'll run out of gas. So, but I thought today they worked it beautifully, and I got to give a real big pat on the back to Brent Vermeulen and Andy Walscott. I was a bit sceptical about Big Evans on this ground, right? I must admit, but they started with Hootsman, like you blokes said he would, and I said they wouldn't. They started with him. As soon as the big fella Tommy Davis come off, Evans went on the ground and created a huge mismatch. He was 4 foot taller than poor old Cooper Pass. And he gave him use of the ball and they took him off. And in the end, as I said during the call, when you would think that the big fella at the end of the game is tired, they'd given him enough rest during the game so he could run the last 15 minutes out and stop a few tackles and whatnot. And I thought the two coaches today from Belmont Lions put in a magnificent effort in that space. And I don't know whether the coaches plan it or whether the players just do it themselves, but when they're full, as we said at three-quarter time, their backmen like Slorak go down, they become a danger in the forward.
Yep.
You don't see much of that. You might see it in higher football, but here, the backmen, they come up to centre half back, not even going to the middle, but he's gone down deep forward. Him and Eddie have had about 4 or 5 shots for goal between them. So that's something that I don't see, and it's something that Werribee will have to have a bit of a look at and see if they can control that.
You see Brent Vermeulen coming in next week?
No, I don't think so. As coach, I think he would have picked himself long before this.
Yep.
But I don't know how well he's been playing in the twos.
Yep.
The game we saw, I watched him that day, and he played pretty well, but they won by 30 goals.
Yeah.
So you really can't judge anybody like that. Is he fit enough? I would say so.
Yeah, I reckon he keeps himself pretty fit.
I would say so, but does he honestly believe he's good enough? If he believes that, then I just don't think he'd have dropped himself in the first place.
Yeah, as I said, it's recognition that he is actually to see that though, Grub, and actually put himself down where he knows he's not being the value that he has been. But I'm not too sure what options they have got. As I said, we know that they've got a couple of injuries, but if they're not available, is he the next best option to bring in? Because he's got a bit of experience. He's played this ground before.
Where did he come from? He's St Albans too.
Yeah, he's been at St Albans as well. Yeah.
You know, I tell you what, I don't know, but I will make this statement. If he brings himself in, then I think he'll do okay because he'll believe that he can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yeah, he'll believe. He won't bring himself in if he doesn't think.
Exactly right. If he doesn't believe he can go in and contribute, then he won't bring himself in. But if he does, I think he's proven to us that he's a decent coach.
Yep.
And he wouldn't put himself in if he didn't think he contributes. So if he's in there next week, then he'll play all right.
Probably makes him need to play well as well to, justify the decision to bring himself in.
That's right.
We'll get a look at it. Oh no, we won't. They'll be on. They Saturday next week as well. They are.
The seconds is Saturday next week.
So we'll get an indication next Saturday if he's playing out there in the seconds. Then
he won't be playing in the first. Well, I think they might take on the Belpost Hill Panthers in the seconds.
Yep.
So I tell you what, you people, if you come to the footy, and I know during the year you come here to watch the seniors, well, I tell you what, come a bit early because the 2 games we've seen this weekend in the seconds have been absolute rips and orders. So get in here early. The bar opens at 12 at the start of the game. You can have a nice cold one and watch some really good reserves footy because that's what we've seen in this weekend.
Yep, I totally agree with that. And actually, yesterday's game was probably better than the senior game in the end, but
it was
only because of the result and the distance that was put between the two sides. But as I said, they have been decent games of football to watch. As I said, we sit here sometimes and can become very critical of what run around the seconds, but no, to all credit to the sides that have participated so far. Righto, gentlemen. I reckon this is probably one of the toughest.
Oh, how hard is this?
It's tough, but I reckon we'll go pretty close with most of them. I'll start off today, so you can all tell me I'm an idiot.
No, I'm not allowed to do that anymore,
Oh,
remember?
bless you. I'm going to give one vote to Roy Desnall. I thought his first 3 quarters were really good for North Geelong and through the middle of the ground. And I reckon, I'm not too sure whether they actually gave him a role in the last quarter just to stop Slorak or compete with him in the forward line. But maybe he
Don't
just
think so.
done enough in first three and he was just an option they could put forward and get some value from. I gave 2 votes to Hootsma. I thought he was great all day. As I said, he's a bloke that we expected to see in the ruck when we saw these two sides play last time, but he played a lot in defence. Today he was in the middle of the ground. If not, he was up forward, and he is a great option to have in there because he gives most of his side the first option. And I thought Slorak again from in the back line, he just marshals it. He's a bit like a Benny O'Brien. They just marshal it. They know where to go, where to stand. And if he didn't get it, he made sure his opponent didn't. So I reckon he, for me, was the best player on the ground.
Yeah, it's funny, because I just thought of something like what I should have said in the wash up. The last time we seen these two sides, Bertucci and Cooper Vaughan marked everything.
Yep.
And today they didn't. And I think it's because the coaches at Belmont have identified where they lost that game.
Yep.
And they've put the right bloke or whatever they've done, and they've made sure that Cooper and Jordan couldn't take those marks. And that was a little bit the difference. In saying that, I thought Mitch Habib was pretty good. He did. I don't know if he was 100% fit, to be quite honest, but I thought he was pretty good. Julesy was pretty good. Charlie Farrell wasn't at his brilliant best, but did his job. The votes, I don't know. I like Beasley's game. I like Brock Marnie's game at times. Maybe not 4 quarters, but I thought he was okay. I'm sorry, but I'm going to do the same as I did yesterday. You got 15 blokes that could have got 1 vote, so they can all have it. And the 2 votes, I cannot absolutely laugh at you one little bit today because I've gone 2 to Hootsma. And I tell you what, every time I watch Lockie Slorak, I just like him a hell of a lot more. He was fantastic. Not only did he control the back line, but he went up forward and became dangerous. Magnificent game. Slorak 3 for me every day of the week.
Well, I had Rory Desnoy up until 3/4 time, and I'm going to disagree with you, Dale. I reckon that if he was fit, he would have had to go on in the middle at the end if North Geelong were to win that game. So I think he must have copped a knock. I could be wrong, but I reckon that he wasn't down there as a defensive forward role. I actually reckon he wasn't 100% right because he was dominating the game early on and was winning all the clearances, and his run and carry and his disposal was really got North Geelong back in the game. So I think he had a vote to me up until 3/4 time, but then I didn't give him one. I've ended up giving one to Braden Orr. I reckon it was the best game I've seen him play. I reckon, especially late as well, the last quarter and the third quarter as well. I thought his disposals through the middle of the ground. He probably didn't have a lot of it, but I thought when he got it, he always made the right decision. I would like to see how many scoring involvements he had because it always seemed like they scored after he touched it. I've given 2 votes to Brock Marnie. I thought he was probably the best midfielder today. I thought, his disposals through the middle of the ground. I thought his football IQ, I thought his run and carry was massive. Then I've given 3 votes to Lockie Slorak.
Well, I'm going to do something I've never ever done before, Archie. I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to give 1 vote to Brock Marnie as well. There you go.
Sweet.
There you go.
Oh.
Now turn the TV off, Tom. You can leave it alone.
So there you go. Lockie Slorak has been voted the best player on the ground here this afternoon. As I said, he will front up again next week. And again, we are looking forward to a good weekend of football because what we've seen so far has been pretty good. And we expect things to improve as we go through this final series. We hope that we can get some weather similar to what we've had here this afternoon. It's been ideal for football. As I said, bit of breeze, but nothing like we can have or had expected out here in recent years. So next Saturday, it will be the Winchelsea Blues.
Second semi.
Yep, they will take on East Geelong, and on the Sunday we'll be back here to see Werribee take on the Belmont Lions. So 2 really good contests coming up. Rob, we've got some sponsors there that you would like to say thank you to.
Well, I can't thank our sponsors enough for that. Without our sponsors, we don't have a game to come to. So, Buckley's Game and Centre, thank you very much. Elders, IXL, P&R Foods, they're getting all their P&R Foods for the half-time and the canteen this week, and it has been sensational. Thanks, P&R Foods. Morris Finance, the best in the business. Routley's Mark of the Day, the big men fly for the Routley's Pie. Kempe Engineering, read the play of the day. Hotham Hotel, player of the day. And the goal of the day, Connectel. Yeah, that's right, Connectel. Fiersdorf, tapes and bandages, Red Onion, Promoted Clothing, Frameline, Printing and Framing, Raiders Bingo, you win a quid there. Oswald Plumbing and Civil. Athlete's Foot, thank you very much. The Cobner Fiend, the best in the East. The Yards Hotel, the best in the West. Now, Smithy, I ask you this every week. Sirocco Travel and Cruise, where are we going? Let's go back to Namibia. We enjoyed that. But the Pulse, you do a great job. And Club Warehouse, thank you very much, everybody. We need your support. And we've only got a few weeks to go, so thank you.
Yes, as I said, we hope for all those people who are here this afternoon, those more at home listening to the call, we hope you've enjoyed the afternoon. Hopefully see you or hear you back next Saturday at around 1:15. We look forward to having your company that afternoon. So from all of us here this afternoon, it's goodbye for now. You've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.